could penalize Seneca Valley, and indeed will be a 5-yard false start.
That's not what they want with the ball sitting on the 3-yard line, but it is 1st and goal, and they still have 4 downs to get 8 yards and into the end zone. Boy, this Seneca Valley Raider team offensively has looked so good, and I have not seen Seneca Valley or Mount Lebanon yet this year, but the Raiders have come out like a cannon here so far.
So that penalty moves the ball back to the 8-yard line. Cook will work out of the gun. Sidecar to his right. He rolls that way. Now fakes the pitch, goes up the middle, makes a man miss, and he's going to get into the end zone as it's an 8-yard touchdown for the quarterback, Jack Cook. He just barely got the ball to the goal line. It came out as it made impact with the turf, but it already crossed, and it's already 13-0 in favor of Seneca Valley. Another impressive drive capped off with a 6-point score.
Yeah, only 5 minutes and 11 seconds into this football game, and Seneca Valley has already scored their 2nd touchdown. That time an 8-yard touchdown run by the quarterback, Jack Cook. And they're an extra point away from being up 2 full scores.
Cherry on to try to boot it through the uprights. It's a long, high kick, and that's good, and he showed some good leg there. So that makes it 14-0 in favor of Seneca Valley. We'll take a quick break. You're listening to the 2016 WPIAL Football Playoffs. It's also a video stream, Programs Video Stream Game of the Week, and it's right here exclusively on the MSA Sports Network.
When you refer a friend to open a new personal account at First Commonwealth Bank, you can earn a generous cash reward. It doesn't even have to be a friend. Could be a relative. Could be a Bruins fan. Could be that guy over there with the weird hair thing going on. It doesn't matter. Refer anyone to open an account, and it will really pay off for you. They'll even get a cash reward themselves, no matter who they root for. First Commonwealth Bank, member FDIC. Learn more at a local branch or visit fcbanking.com.
Back here at Mount Lebanon High School, this quarterfinals matchup. Only 8 teams, of course, making the playoffs in classes 3, 4, 5, and 6A in the new realignment in the WPIAL, which means we begin in the quarterfinals. Seneca Valley now holding a 14-0 lead over third-seeded Mount Lebanon. I'm Sean Meyers alongside Steve Nagler here on the call. Jess Levo providing the videography for the Progress Video Stream Game of the Week, as the kickoff will be fielded at the 17-yard line by Edgar Perilla as he tries to take it to the far side. He's got some open field in front of him, cuts it back. He's beyond the 35. Edgar Perilla providing a much-needed spark for this Mount Lebanon team, as he's going to give good starting field position for the Blue Devils on their 2nd offensive drive.
Yeah, Perilla did not play last week, and so he's a guy that they're happy to have back. We're going to see him running the football a little bit tonight when they give David Harvey a breather, but he's also one of the top cornerbacks of this Mount Lebanon Blue Devil defense.
Stalker hands it off to Harvey, and he's met immediately, may be able to get a yard, but David Harvey, who's had a prolific offensive output this season, going near 1,400 yards, is only going to pick up a yard, maybe 2 on that first down carry.
He's had a rough go so far. A couple carries, 3 yards for David Harvey so far.
Stalker, the junior, working out of the gun, hands it off. Another carry up the middle, and again, that one stuffed quickly by the defensive line for Seneca Valley. So call that one a gain of another 2 yards, and it's going to bring up a 3rd and medium scenario.
And right now, Seneca Valley is just daring Mount Lebanon to throw the football. They are really stacking the line of scrimmage. They have 8 men in the box, sometimes 9, to slow Harvey down, and it's worked.
Pistol formation for Stalker. He's got time to throw. Now he's pressured, steps up, goes to his right, and he's going to be brought down. He had plenty of time initially, but ultimately coming up with the sack that time is Jake Stebbins, and that's going to force 4th down and likely a punt for the Blue Devils.
Well, it was originally Brock Gresock who came in on the blitz from the left side of the defensive formation, but Stebbins kind of cleaned everything up after Gresock was unable to bring down James Stalker. But they are able to get the big sack.
And now it's Garrett Montilla a very talented kicker who also doubles as a punter, and he blasts this one. It's going to bounce deep in Seneca Valley territory. This one's going to go inside the 20, so good job by Montilla, who had been banged up recently, to switch field position, although there is a flag down near midfield. I had Mount Lebanon back in week number 2, a loss to Hempfield, and in that game, the Blue Devils had a chance to win that game late, or tie it up, I should say. It was a 51-yard field goal attempt by Montilla, and it was long enough. It was simply wide, Steve. His leg is absolutely incredible, and it could be a difference maker. So it looks like we might have 2 penalties here. We'll see how the officials sort this out.
Be a personal foul against Mount Lebanon, and they're going to step it off and make the Mount Lebanon Blue Devils kick it again. I think it's a smart move because the Blue Devils got really positive yardage on that Montilla punt. So they're going to step it off back 15 yards. It's going to be actually, line of scrimmage is going to be at the 22-yard line of the Blue Devils.
Montilla is forced to boot this one again, and remember, he had been banged up recently, so I'm sure they didn't want him out there punting multiple times, but he'll see if he can replicate that impressive showing. As the Raiders figure to get pretty good starting field position if they're able to field this punt cleanly. Play clock ticking down now to 5 seconds. 4:55 remaining in quarter number 1. It is 14-0 Seneca Valley. And it's another high punt. This one will be fair caught just beyond the 50-yard line, as Jake Banofsky able to haul that one in at the 49-yard line on Seneca Valley side of the field. But again, it should be a good starting field point for the Raiders, Steve, as they look to expand upon this 14-point lead. 2 possessions and 2 scores thus far for the Raiders.
Yeah, right now the Mount Lebanon Blue Devils are just kind of shell-shocked. They have given up 2 scoring drives to start this game, and they find themselves in bad defensive starting field position here with the ball sitting on the Seneca Valley 49.
Cook will work out of the pistol formation. Turns around and gives it off to Royal, who tries to break it to the right side. He's able to get the corner, leaps over a player. That's a nice pickup. It's going to go for 4, maybe 5 yards for Hank Royal, and he showed both his speed and his hurdling ability on that first down carry.
And Royal running right behind the offensive line. We saw Drew Robertson over there, Jake Wayner.
Now Cook takes it himself up the middle, makes a man miss. He's in the open field. It's going to be a first down and more for Jack Cook as he gets inside the 30 before he's forced out of bounds. And when he gets in the open field, he has some ability to make players miss, some elusiveness that he has played that time.
A gain of 20 on that 2nd and 5 scenario. And they're going to move it back to say that he stepped out at the 28-yard line. So give him credit for 18 yards on that 2nd down run.
2 receivers to the left side for Cook. He looks that way, then takes it to the right side, but he's going to be hit immediately. Maybe a short gain, if anything, that time for Jack Cook, as finally the Blue Devils defense was prepared for it.
There's a lot to stop in this Seneca Valley Raiders offense. We mentioned how good Hank Royal has been on the year. He surpassed 1,000 yards in week 9 against Altoona.
Cook drops back, pass is complete in the flats as he finds Royal, and he's able to get down to near the 25-yard line. Just couldn't get that one last block to spring him. That'll bring up a 3rd down.
Jack Cook perfect through the air. 5 of 5 so far in the first 3 drives. I believe this is the first 3rd down scenario for the Seneca Valley Raiders.
As Seneca Valley wearing the road white jerseys with the light blue, the powder blue pants, and the numbers. Mount Lebanon in the dark blue home jerseys with the white numbers and the white pants with the yellow outlines. It's a 3rd and 7, and now we have a whistle. Looks like maybe a false start that time against Seneca Valley. And that is the call, so that'll back up the Raiders and now bring about a 3rd and 12 scenario.
Yep, 3rd and
Unfamiliar
12
territory for the Raiders in this game.
from the 30-yard line of the Mount Lebanon Blue Devils. Now the good news is the ball is sitting in a spot on the football field where Seneca Valley probably thinks to themselves they have a couple of downs to get this first down. So they don't have to really gamble to get it all here on 3rd.
Especially up by 2 touchdowns. It really allows you to go with a number of different scenarios if you're head coach Dave Vestal in his 2nd year at Seneca Valley after 14 years leading the Hopewell Vikings. Cook out of the gun, 2 receivers to the right side. He instead looks to the left. Now he looks to the right. He's got some room in front of him. Fires a pass. Incomplete. He was looking that time for Luke Smith. It went off of Smith's fingertips. He was right at that first down marker. But it looked as though, Steve, that Cook had a chance to tuck that one run. Maybe not get the first down, but get certainly very close to it.
Oh, he had all kinds of room off that right side. When he scrambled out of the pocket to the right of that offensive formation, he had a lot of room to run. And I think he would have at least gotten 2/3 of that.
Yeah, I would say 8 to 10.
And maybe one move away from getting the first down.
So the offense will stay out there for Seneca Valley. 2:41 on a stop clock in quarter number 1. Raiders leading 14-0 as Cook rolls to the right side. He's deep and unleashes a pass towards the end zone. He's got a man. And the pass is intercepted. As the Blue Devils came down with that one, it was double coverage. On 4th down, I don't think you mind taking a shot to the end zone if you're head coach Dave Vestal for Seneca Valley, but ultimately it leads to a turnover as Cook maybe tried to force that one a little bit, and the defense does hold strong for the Blue Devils.
Yeah, it's a big stop for the Mount Lebanon Blue Devils. It was Nate Bear in the defensive secondary who was able to come down with that football. They lost a little bit of field position. If they would have had Bear knock that away, they would have started this drive on the 30, but they're happy to get the football back into the hands of their offense.
Pistol formation for the Blue Devils with a man in motion. Harvey gets the carry. He goes up the middle. Again, very limited real estate for him to work with. He's able to get maybe a yard on that first down handoff.
Yeah, Harvey has carried the ball 4 times for 1 yard, 2 yards, 2 yards, and 1 yard. He only has 6 yards total. He's not used to being bottled up like this.
2nd and 9. Harvey with a spin move in the backfield. He would have been taken down for a loss. Instead, he's able to get maybe back to the line of scrimmage, perhaps a yard beyond, but he had to do his best to make sure that was not a big loss.
All eyes defensively are on David Harvey, and right now Mike Melnick's going to have to do something to change that. He's going to have to go downfield with Stocker, I think, to loosen up this defense. There are so many white shirts within 3-4 yards of the line of scrimmage that it's just very difficult for David Harvey to run the football right now.
2 receivers each way for Mount Lebanon. Harvey will be lined up behind Stalker, and now we have a whistle and a timeout taken by the Blue Devils with 1:25 remaining in quarter number 1, and that gives us an opportunity to let you know that coming up at the half, it's the MSA Sports Halftime Show. This week, Don Rebel and the WPIAL Professor hand out the final grades from the 2016 high school football season. Also, don't miss MSA Sports' exclusive coverage of both the WPIAL soccer and girls volleyball finals on Championship Saturday with audio and live video coverage only here on the MSA Sports Network. Sean Meyers, Steve Nagler, we're providing some audio and video coverage here tonight from Seneca Valley. It's the Progress Video Stream Game of the Week. Jess Levo providing the videography. Whether you're watching or listening, you've seen Seneca Valley come out strong, 14-0 with 1:25 remaining, Steve. And you figure this is a driver Mount Lebanon really, if not getting points, at least needs to get some momentum back.
Yeah, they need to get a first down. Something good to feel good about, because right now it's been turnover, punt, and now they are facing 3rd down and 8 from their own 22-yard line. A lot of confusion before that call, timeout call, as we saw James Stocker looking at the sidelines, not really knowing what the play was that was sent in.
Now it's 3 receivers to the left side, 2 to the right, empty backfield. As Stalker fires over the middle, it's a deep pass. There's some contact and a flag.
Yeah, and that's a great call. There was contact. It wasn't all that obvious, but a lot of Brock Gresock really kind of held out that right hand and slowed down the receiver as it looked like
it's Parilla who was trying to streak over the middle. I don't know if he would have caught up to that pass, but certainly the officials that saw that contact, I think, had to make that call.
Well, it's a great call, and I think probably a good penalty to take for if you're Brock Gressack, because there's a good chance with Perilla's speed and that running that skinny post down the middle of the football field that if he catches that football, he's gone. They're going to take that 15 yards and that first down every day of the week as opposed to a long touchdown pass.
So maybe the break that Mount Lebanon needed. The ball now spotted at the 37-yard line. Again, 3 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Stalker drops back, fires another long pass, and that's a catch. Getting down to the 40-yard line and inside the 40 on Seneca Valley's side of the field. That time is Parilla as he was able to haul it in. They're looking his direction. That time he comes up with the big reception.
25 yards in the pass and catch, and well, how happy are they to have Parilla back? Out last week due to injury, and he has been a big part of this football team, not only tonight, but all year.
Going away from Harvey in the backfield, 5 receivers again. Stalker's got time. He looks over the middle. It's a deep pass. Just overshoots that time Jack Young, the intended target. And Young's another big play threat. We've talked about Edgar Parilla, but Jack Young might be the best receiver on this team for Mount Lebanon, although he couldn't catch up with that one.
Well, exactly what I said that they needed to do, Sean, they are doing. They are going to the pass to really keep this Seneca Valley defense honest. And I think what it's going to ultimately do is it's going to allow them to run the football a lot better with David Harvey.
Parilla looking over the sideline now. He's going to join 2 other receivers on the left side, 2 to the right. Again, empty set as Stalker out of the gun. This time he's pressured, steps up. He's rolling to the right side, and he's going to be brought down. He was trying to look down the field. I don't know that he even got back to the line of scrimmage. If he did, it was not much beyond it.
Oh, he had David Parilla wide open, running all by himself in that Seneca Valley defensive backfield, and Cook just did not, or Stalker just could not pick him up. He pulled it down and got a yard, but he had Parilla wide open for a touchdown.
And an interesting sign on the sidelines. I would get to that momentarily. Stalker drops back. He's looking over the middle again. He's got a man, but out of the reach that time of Edgar Parilla, who would have had a 37-yard touchdown if he was able to catch up to that one. Just thrown a bit too far in front of him.
Yeah, right now, Brock Gressack of the Seneca Valley Raiders just cannot keep up with the speed of Edgar Parilla, the athleticism. Boy, if I'm Mount Lebanon and Mike Melnick, I am taking note of that, and I am continuing to run Parilla down the middle of the football field.
So what I saw on the sideline was Philip Slavkovic practicing kicks potentially as they go for it on 4th down. The pass is complete to Young. He's going to be near the sticks. We'll see where they spot it. And I think that's going to be enough. They will say that's a 1st down, so the Blue Devils on a 4th down conversion keep this drive alive.
Big pass, but from James Stalker to Young on the right side. Just a simple stop pattern down the right side, and it was well delivered by Stalker. Got 12 yards on that 4th down pass.
Last several plays have been out of the empty set. 3 receivers to the left. Now they send a man in motion as Parilla gets the handoff on the sweep, and a beautiful open field tackle as he's taken down after a very short pickup. That was Gabe Miller on the stop, and that one saved a chunk play and possibly a touchdown. As that's going to bring an end to quarter number 1. We'll take a quick break after the first 12 minutes of play. It's 14-0 Seneca Valley over Mount Lebanon. You're listening to the 2016 WPIAL football playoffs. It's right here. It's only on the MSA Sports Network.
ProGrass, first in turf. ProGrass has installed over 500 fields in the U.S. Getting the best artificial turf for your field depends on both the product and the partner you choose. That's why architects, athletic directors, and players choose the ProGrass Performance System. ProGrass maintains an active presence in the synthetic turf industry as members of the Sports Turf Management Association and the American Sports Builder Association, and is proud to be recognized as the FIFA preferred manufacturer. Call ProGrass today, 866-270-6003, or visit them on the web at www.progressturf.com. ProGrass, first in turf.
Back to action as we head to quarter number 2. Sean Meyers and Steve Nagler here on the call. Also a video broadcast. It's a Progress video stream game of the week. Just Levo providing the videography. As we head to quarter number 2, it is a 14-0 lead for Seneca Valley over Mount Lebanon. Mount Lebanon, the home team, the number 3 seed in the playoffs in Class 6A. Seneca Valley, the road squad, the number 6 team. I'm going to let you know that tonight's playoff game is brought to you by Progress. Progress first in turf.
First quarter yardage, Seneca Valley amassing 122 yards of total offense. Mount Lebanon just 38, but things have gone much, much better on this third drive for the Blue Devils.
2nd and 9, ball at the 24-yard line for Mount Lebanon. There's nearly some movement, and it will be a flag that comes in. It looked like Seneca Valley's left defensive end maybe jumped a little bit there. They will call that one against the Raiders, so 5 bonus yards for Mount Lebanon. As after struggling on the first 2 drives, the Blue Devils starting to find some traction on drive number 3.
And that was a big 4th down pickup. It was 4th down and 8, and a really good pass from Stocker to Young.
Stocker finds Perilla as he breaks it to the outside. He's got room in front of him, and he's into the end zone from 18 yards out. Edgar Perilla gets his team on the board.
Well, he has been the main go-to target on this drive for James Stocker. Why not? And talk about his athleticism, his speed. He is a game changer for this Mount Lebanon Blue Devils offense. Just getting a little pass, again, just a kind of a simple out route from the interior of that formation, and he was able to break it outside and get to the end zone.
Now Slavkovic on for the extra point. It is not Montilla. Slavkovic's kick is up, and that kick is good. That makes it 14-7 in favor of Seneca Valley over Mount Lebanon. So we'll see if that makes it a different complexion for this second quarter. We're going to take a quick break. You're listening to the 2016 WPIAL Football Playoffs. It's right here. It's exclusively on the MSA Sports Network.
The team at UPMC Sports Medicine doesn't just rebuild wrists and knees. They build better athletes. Athletes at every level who want to get stronger and faster and prevent injuries. Fact is, no other sports medicine program in the region is more experienced when it comes to treating, training, and inspiring athletes. UPMC, the official healthcare provider of the Penguins, Steelers, and you. Find out more at upmcsportsmedicine.com.
Back to action here at Mount Lebanon High School. I'm Sean Meyers alongside Steve Nagler. Just 6 seconds into quarter number 2. The Blue Devils get on the board. Edgar Perilla, an 18-yard reception, makes it 14-7. And much needed, Steve.
Oh, that was a great drive for this Mount Lebanon Blue Devil offense. They stalled out the first 2 times. Really, David Harvey not being able to find any place to run in the first 2 drives. But he let Stocker kind of take control of that third drive, and it resulted in the 18-yard touchdown.
As this kick will be fielded at the 19-yard line by Seneca Valley. Not much on the return, as the Raiders don't make it out to the 25. On that return, it was Jake Meinwieser for the Raiders. We'll see if this game and the complexion of it changes. It was all Seneca Valley to the first 10 or so minutes. Mount Lebanon faced a big third down. I remember it was the penalty that extended that drive, Steve, and then ultimately the Blue Devils were able to take advantage, including a 4th down conversion, ultimately get the 18-yard touchdown pass. 24-yard line is where Seneca Valley begins its 4th drive. And a whistle. Flags come in immediately.
Well, I think this is going to go against Seneca Valley as well. All of a sudden, they have had a rash of penalties that has really impacted the Raiders quite a bit. You mentioned the penalties on that last drive, the big pass interference that kept the drive alive, and then late in that drive, they went offsides. Now, a false start here is going to put them behind the sticks to start this 4th drive of the night.
So it'll be 1st and 15 now for Seneca Valley. 14-7 the score in favor of the visitors. Winner of this advances to the semifinals to be played next week as this handoff goes to Royal. He's got some running room as he gets beyond the 25-yard line. Nice first down pickup, and that'll move the sticks for Seneca Valley. No, excuse me, that was the previous line after the 5-yard penalty. It's going to bring up now about a 2nd and 8 scenario.
Yeah, good gain on first down, though. When it's 1st and 15, Royal was able to get 7 yards.
Cook gives it to him again, and now he goes up the middle, and he will have the first down this time as he gets beyond the 45, near the 50, showing some strength at the end of the run. But 2 runs on this drive, and Hank Royal has looked darn impressive.
22 yards on that 2nd down run for Hank Royal. And boy, we see the speed between the tackles getting into the hole very quickly, but then we see the punishing runner that he is to finish runs. He does not shy away from contact, and he made pretty good contact with Edgar Perilla at the end of that run.
To the 49-yard line on Seneca Valley's side of the field. Now Cook's going to roll to the left, throw back to the right. The pass is complete as he has Hall, and he's got room in front of him as he's inside the 30, down inside the 25. Good play design, rolled to the left. Did the quarterback Cook, then threw back to the right, and Jacob Hall was wide open.
Well, it's nice getting Jacob Hall into open space like that because he's really athletic. He's a big, strong tight end, but he can really run. And that is a gain of 22 yards on first down.
All the way down to the 24-yard line. Cook out of the gun. He'll hand it off to Royal. Patient running up the middle. He's able to get, looks to be about 3 yards on that first down carry. Seneca Valley suffered 3 losses this season, coming to the big 3, if you will, in the Northern 7 Conference. 51-20 setback to Pine Richland when they had Phil Jerkovic healthy. Also a 42-14 loss to Seneca Valley and 49-14 to North Allegheny as Cook fakes the handoff, drops back, fires a pass at the low one, but it's complete over the middle inside the 15-yard line as again it's Jacob Hall who comes up with that reception.
That was a nice pass, just a quick in route by Jacob Hall. Gain of 9 yards on second down, so another first down for the Seneca Valley Raiders.
Raiders in the red zone now. Ball to the 12-yard line. They have 2 receivers to the left side, sidecars each way. For Cook, who pitches it, and that's Royal on the carry, and now he's going to get near the end zone and into the end zone. As that's going to go for officially a pass for 12 yards, as they found Royal in that little shovel pass, and he was able to do the rest, including some very strong running at the end to cap it off.
Well, and a very well designed play and a very well executed play. They started to the left side of that formation, making it look like an option pass, and then they ran Hank Royal to the inside, and he pitched it forward. So Mount Lebanon everything was flowing to the right side of their defensive formation. That little pitch to Royal really threw them off. A nice 12-yard touchdown pass.
Extra point, that's high. That is good. So Tanner Sherry makes it 21-7 in favor of Seneca Valley as this offense continues to impress for the Raiders. Sean Meyers alongside Steve Nagler. And with that score, that gives us an opportunity to let you know that some of the top athletes in the WPIAL are featured every week on the MSA Sports Center stage, which you can view on our YouTube page. Log on to our website this fall at www.msasports.net. Check out which athletes we're talking to, plus our weekly game lights are also now featured here on the MSA Sports Network.
Only 2 minutes and 10 seconds since Mount Lebanon tightened this game with a touchdown of their own, 14-7. Seneca Valley goes on that nice drive and scores on the 12-yard touchdown pass from Cook to Royal. Extra point good, and Seneca Valley has stretched out the lead back to 14, 21-7.
Pretty nice night here in western Pennsylvania. Temperatures around 50, although from my voice you would think it's subarctic temperatures, as the Raiders will be set to boot this one away. The home Blue Devils set to get the football back. Will be trailing by 14. This is going to be fielded at the 11-yard line by Perilla, and he's got a nice return again into the open field, gets beyond the 30, out near the 35 before he's driven out of play.
Well, it's going to be a slugfest. We thought that might be the case when we came into this football game. Both teams score the football. As Mount Lebanon averages almost 38 points per game, Seneca Valley comes into the postseason scoring 34 points per game. So both these teams can really light up the scoreboard. And we've seen it so far, 28 points in the first 11-plus minutes of this football game.
33-yard line, the starting field position for Mount Lebanon. As Stalker again out of the empty set fires a pass. It's complete to Harvey. He's in the open field, as that's going to be a nice pickup. And he's going to get a first down as he's driven out at about the 47-yard line. So they're finding different ways to get their prolific running back involved. That time, courtesy of the pass.
16-yard pass and catch from Stalker to David Harvey. And it hasn't worked all that well giving Harvey the football, but that time they swung him out on the pass pattern.
Well, now at the 48-yard line, they move Harvey again, but instead Stalker goes the other way to Young. Jack Young makes the reception for about an 8-yard pickup as he's down inside the 45 already in Seneca Valley territory.
I think that's going to be there all night if they want it. Just a simple stop pattern. A lot of buffer being shown on the right side by Jack Cook against Young.
Stalker this time fakes the handoff to Harvey. He rolls to the right side, fires a pass behind the line of scrimmage. Patrick Moeller catches it, and he's drilled immediately, and that's going to go for a loss. We saw some good play designs by Mount Lebanon that time. The defense certainly was not fooled for the Raiders.
Yeah, they simply faked the handoff to David Harvey inside, and then running to his right was James Stalker, and found Patrick Moeller, but as soon as Moeller caught that football, he was contacted right away.
Now it's a 3rd and 6 for Mount Lebanon after that loss. 3 receivers to the left side, 1 to the right. Harvey will be in the backfield along with the Blue Devils signal caller. It'll be a pistol formation. Now Harvey moves to a sidecar position to the right. Stalker drops back. He's got all day to look, survey the scene. Now he's going to scramble to the right side along the sidelines, throws a pass. I think it's complete along the far sidelines, and it is. So the Blue Devils will move the sticks. Good patience that time by James Stalker, and he found his target down the field.
Wow, that was a really nice play by Stalker. Bought time as he was rolling out to his right, and finally found a receiver down the football field, 12 yards on that 3rd down pickup. I thought he might run out of room before he was able to get rid of that football.
8:12 remaining, quarter number 2. 21-7 the lead for Seneca Valley. Quick pass, this one's complete to Parilla, but he's chopped out in the open field at the 35-yard line. That was a strong tackle by Peyton Scalos. Scalos has been impressive, and anytime you can bring Parilla down in a one-on-one scenario, you deserve a pat on the back. 3 receivers to the right, 2 to the left for Stalker. He's had good protection recently. Now he's got some pressure in his face. Steps up. He's going to tuck this one away and run it. And continues to run strong as he finishes by picking up an extra 4 or 5 yards by lowering his shoulder. He gets down near the 20.
Wow, not known for his running ability. That time, James Stalker really committed to it to the point of running over a couple of the players in the secondary. He's a big guy. Stalker goes 6'1", 210 pounds. Able to get 10 yards on that 1st down run.
Ball spotted at the 24-yard line for Mount Lebanon. Down by 2 scores. Not quite halfway through quarter number 2. Stalker drops back. Again, he's got time. Lobs a pass over the middle. He's got a man open. The pass is complete. Right into the hands of Patrick Moeller. A 24-yard score, and Mount Lebanon's right back in it.
Goodness gracious. These teams are flexing their offensive muscles. Mount Lebanon answers Seneca Valley's touchdown with an excellent drive of their own and a great pass by James Stalker as he found number 5, Patrick Moeller, again running that post pattern to the middle of the football field. Seneca Valley's had a really hard time defending that pattern so far here tonight.
Slavkovic on for the extra point. The kick is blocked. So that could be crucial. Again, Slavkovic filling in with their prolific kicker, Garrett Montilla. limited, so that will keep the score at 21-13 with 7:09 remaining. We'll take a quick break. It's quarter number 2. Seneca Valley now holds an 8-point lead. It's the 2016 WPIAL Football Playoffs. It's the Progress Video Stream Game of the Week as well, and it's here exclusively. It's on the MSA Sports Network.
I graduated with top awards, but beyond the classroom, Carlo helped me learn a lot about myself.
Carlo brings out the best in you.
I know I'm going to be a fantastic nurse.
I know whatever I come across, I'll be prepared.
I can't think of a better place to start the rest of my life, because at Carlo, I know I matter.
I matter.
I matter.
Enroll at Carlo University. Visit carlo.edu.
Back here to Mount Lebanon High School, Sean Meyers and Steve Nagler. The Blue Devils engineer a scoring drive. A 24-yard pass from James Stalker to Patrick Moeller to cap it off, as it spanned 67 yards for the Blue Devils. The extra point, however, was blocked. So that means that Seneca Valley holds a 21-13 lead. 7:09 remaining in quarter number 2. It's the 3-6 matchup in a Class 6A bracket. Central Catholic number 1, North Allegheny number 2, Mount Lebanon number 3, followed by Bethel Park. Those are the top 4 seeds. Montilla boots this one away. It's a short squib kick that's going to roll and be picked up at the 29-yard line. Not much running room for Seneca Valley, and the football's out. Mount Lebanon thinks it has it. Do the Blue Devils?
I think they do. They have recovered the fumble and take over inside the 30-yard line of the Seneca Valley Raiders.
And that was Parker Smith, I believe, that fumbled on the return for Seneca Valley. So you wonder why. Maybe you squib it, well, you get it in the hands of someone that's not used to returning potentially, and it pays off for the Blue Devils. They're going to take over on the 29-yard line with a chance to potentially tie this game up.
What a big break for the Mount Lebanon Blue Devils there, and we'll see if they are able to capitalize.
New life for Mount Lebanon. 3 receivers to the right side. Stalker's flush. He's going to fire this one out of bounds. Good heads-up play, although I don't know that it made it back to the line of scrimmage, although it does not look like any flags are going to come in.
No, I think that was a good play by Stalker, and it was close enough to the line of scrimmage. He wasn't going to get flagged. Sometimes you just got to make the mature decision to say, you know what, this isn't going well. And Seneca Valley actually was getting good penetration, had good coverage on the outside, so Stalker just threw it away.
That brings up 2nd and 10. Again, 5 receivers, 3 to the right, 2 to the left. A wide open completion to Moeller. He has a touchdown already. Now he's going to get down to about the 20-yard line. I think they're going to spot him just shy of the marker. That should bring up a 3rd and short. And now all of a sudden, Stalker seems like he has wide open targets that he can find.
Well, interesting tack that the Mount Lebanon Blue Devils have made after their first 2 drives of really feeding Harvey as much as they possibly could. Harvey didn't do a whole lot. We don't even see Harvey in this football game. They have gone to a 5-wide set on the last 2 drives that they've run, and they have been really successful. Interesting how they have the flexibility in offense to be able to tack like that.
Remember, we said it was a versatile offense. Now it's a 3rd and 1. Stalker fires a pass. It's tipped at the line. Getting a hand on it was the defensive lineman, Seth Markle. That's going to bring up 4th down, and you figure the offense will stay out there for this 1-yard-to-go scenario.
Yeah, and that's where I don't know why you don't have David Harvey, the big running back, in the football game. Harvey's 6'1", 200 pounds, and I don't know, I think you go back to that pro set, that strong formation, and you try to pound the ball. If you have to do it twice, you do it. They're still 5 wide here.
3 now to the left side for Stalker out of the gun. He's going to take it himself, and he's got the 1st down and more. He's got Green in front of him, and he's going to get into the end zone from 20 yards out. Stalker had the defense fooled. There was a huge opening, and he gets his team to 19 points and a chance potentially to tie this one if they go and convert a 2-point conversion.
Wow. And Stalker is not known for his ability to run the football. I looked at his stats. He had very minimal running yards on the year. That time he just wanted to get the 1st down, but he got many, many more than that and able to get into the end zone. James Stalker having one heck of a second quarter here already with 2 throwing touchdowns And now a rushing touchdown to his credit.
We're going to have a timeout here taken by Mount Lebanon. Or excuse me, it looks like by Seneca Valley.
Yeah, Seneca Valley, I don't know. They were motioning. I don't know what was happening after the touchdown was scored. Somebody motioning to the sideline as if they were short a man or two. I don't know, but very interesting how the momentum has really changed in this football game.
With this timeout, don't forget to tune into This Week in the WPIAL on Wednesday night at 7. Join us as we visit with some of the top WPIAL coaches, plus we preview 2A and 1A's quarterfinals and 6A, 5A, 4A, and 3A semifinal action in the 2016 WPIAL football playoffs. As I mentioned, Mike Melnick, the head coach of Mount Lebanon, he was one of the two guests alongside Derriere's Tim Sweeney this past week. Got some good information tuning into that.
They're going to go for 2 here to try to tie this game up.
Do you think it's too early to do that?
You know what? I don't have a problem with it. I probably would more so if it was an NFL game this early.
So they have Harvey in as a sidecar. Send a man in motion in Moeller. Stalker's going to roll to the right side. He's fading back, fires a pass up, and that's going to be intercepted. So that decision could loom large as it remains 21-19 in favor of Seneca Valley over Mount Lebanon, but the Blue Devils right back in it. We'll take a quick break. You're listening to the 2016 WPIAL football playoffs. It's right here. It's exclusively on the MSA Sports Network.
Monticello's Italian restaurant has been serving the Pittsburgh community for over 34 years. With over 5 northern locations, there is one near you. Monticello's has been named the best pizza, best hoagies, and best Italian restaurant by the Tribune Review for 3 years in a row. Stop in at Monticello's restaurant before or after your high school football game and mention that you heard us on the MSA Sports Network and receive a large traditional cheese pizza and 4 soft drinks for $12.99. For the complete menu and additional information, go to Monticello's.com. Monticello's, a Pittsburgh favorite.
Back here at Mount Lebanon High School, and the Blue Devils have found life offensively as this first half has progressed, and they are now within 2 points, 21-19, with Seneca Valley holding the narrow margin of lead. Right now, I'm Sean Meyers alongside Steve Nagler here on the call from Mount Lebanon High School. It's quarterfinals action of the 6A playoffs as this kick's going to be fielded at the 25-yard line by Seneca Valley. And a return down the far sideline is going to be pretty good field position as the flag comes in late, and that might go against Mount Lebanon for a hit out of bounds.
Yeah, it's going to go against Mount Lebanon, a late hit on the sideline. And so what was going to be already very good starting position for the Seneca Valley Raiders will be much better. They're going to start this drive on the other side of the 50-yard line.
Penalties always loom large, but especially in a playoff game that you figure will be a tightly contested matchup.
3 touchdowns for Mount Lebanon in this second quarter. An 18-yard touchdown pass from Stocker to Perilla. 24-yard touchdown pass from Stocker to Moeller, and then Stocker the 20-yard touchdown run. And we're just past halfway in this second quarter.
So it'll be the 46-yard line in Blue Devils territory where Seneca Valley commences this drive as Cook fakes the handoff. He loses the football, and Mount Lebanon's going to have it again. Cook faked the handoff, tried to keep it himself, but he left the football behind, and the Blue Devils were easily able to fall on top of it.
Wow, just an incredible start. Seneca Valley has just imploded here. They fumble a kickoff and now fumble on the first play of this drive. Cook was faking the zone read, kept it himself, but as he was trying to pull that football back into his own midsection, he ran the football knocked off against one of his players, and the ball went on the ground. Mount Lebanon able to recover.
Stalker working out of the gun again. It's a 5-receiver set, 3 to the right, 2 to the left. I'm Sean Meyers alongside Steve Nagler, Jess Levo providing the videography here tonight from Mount Lebanon High School. It's the Progress video stream game of the week as Stalker drops back, fires a pass. It's complete to Moeller. He's driven backwards. His forward momentum is going to give him about a 5, maybe a 6-yard pickup on that first down completion, however.
Well, Well, Stocker has really had a terrific first half. You mentioned the 2 touchdown passes and the touchdown run. His completion and attempt numbers are stunning. 11 completions in 15 attempts for 128 yards for Stocker.
Remember, it did not start well with that interception, but since then, accuracy has been pinpoint. Called a 2nd and 4. Blue Devils now bring Harvey into the backfield for the pistol formation. And they give it to him, and he's got a little bit of running room as he's going to get close to and beyond the first down stick. So David Harvey getting involved on the ground will give a fresh set of downs to Mount Lebanon.
Yeah, his best carry of the evening, a carry of 5 yards. And it's amazing what happens when you have some success throwing down the football field. Everything kind of tends to open up for a guy like David Harvey.
And I'm not sure that that's the way it was designed by Mike Melnick to start the game. Probably the other way around, open up the pass. But nonetheless, they give it back to Harvey. He's tackled at the 35-yard line. And you have to give credit to the Mount Lebanon coaching staff for making this complete 360 or, well, I guess, 180 adjustment on the fly. They were trying to run a football. It didn't work. Well, they come out and decide that they're going to pass it with 5 wide almost every time, and it's worked.
Pretty nice. You have that offensive flexibility, the ability to go 5 wide when you need to.
Now a pump fake for Stocker. He's going to fire one up. It's into double coverage. That pass hangs up there, tipped high into the air. There's a lot of contact, but it'll fall incomplete.
Let me tell you, that was a great play by Jack Young. Jack Young was double covered. It's a ball that should not have been thrown by James Stocker. Stocker very fortunate that was not intercepted. Young tripped. He kind of stumbled down the left side as he was running that go route, and yet he was able to get back to his feet and really effectively break that pass up, what looked like it might be a very easy interception for the Raiders.
That brings up a 3rd down and 4 scenario now for the Blue Devils. Pistol formation. They give it to Harvey. He's got the first down. He's in the open field. He'll be chopped down just shy of the 25-yard line, but now Harvey's starting to get involved. He has his legs under him as Peyton Scalos makes the tackle.
Well, he does look energized, doesn't he? He stepped out of a tackle at the line of scrimmage and gained 9 when he only needed 5.
And again, that's another good open field tackle. Scalos made sure that one didn't go for a much bigger pickup, as Harvey will be the sidecar to the left. Stocker's going to roll that way, fake the pitch, takes it himself, and absorbs a big hit. As Gabe Miller on that stop, and that's going to be about a 3-yard, maybe closer to 4-yard gain, but you don't want your quarterback taking many shots like that, Steve.
No, he got crushed at the end of that play. Gabe Miller, the 6'1", 220-pound junior, he'll really lay a good lick on James Stocker, but not before he gained 3 yards on first down.
Pistol formation again for the Blue Devils. 3 receivers to the right side. They fake the handoff to Harvey. They got a pass open over the middle. It's complete to Moeller, but he's brought down immediately. That's going to be a first down pickup, however, for the Blue Devils. Back inside the red zone for Mount Lebanon, now a chance to take the lead.
That was a good pass by James Stocker. 13 yards on that pass play. Threw it to the back shoulder of Patrick Moeller.
8-yard line, they hand it to Harvey. Tries to bounce it outside, but no running room as he's brought down immediately.
And Seneca Valley really has to try to stiffen defensively. They have been gashed in the last 3 offensive drives by the Mount Lebanon Blue Devils. All have resulted in touchdowns. Seneca Valley has to really do their best to keep Mount Lebanon out of the end zone. 2nd and
goal from the 8-yard line. They give it to Harvey again. He's brought down in the open field, and that's another terrific tackle by Gabe Miller, who's been everywhere on defense for Seneca Valley.
That's the 3rd outstanding play so far in this first half by Gabe Miller. He's a guy that's going to be tough to block, not only because of his strength. We documented 6'1", 220 pounds, but there's not too many kids that are 6'1", 220 that move the way he does, and he's not going to stay on blocks for very long.
3rd and goal. The ball remains at the 8-yard line for Mount Lebanon. Blue Devils facing a 2-point deficit. They're going to go 4 receivers to the left side, but we have a timeout called first, as the Blue Devils apparently saw something out of rhythm on that formation, so now they're going to talk things over.
Yeah, I don't mind the timeout there. with 2:11 to go in this first half. They still have a timeout remaining. Time is not going to be an issue for this team offensively. They have plenty of time with where they're positioned on the football field. Mike Melnick opted to take that timeout so he can get his message passed along to his team, maybe give them a little bit of a break. They've been on the football field, this offense, for a lot of this second quarter. We want to remind you that the game and the broadcast rights to this game are the sole and exclusive property of the WPIAL and the MSA Sports Network. Any broadcast of this game is intended exclusively for the benefit of the listening audience, and any use, rebroadcast, or distribution of this broadcast without the express written consent of the WPIAL and the MSA Sports Network is strictly prohibited.
So it'll be a 3rd down and goal scenario for the Blue Devils. They trailed 21-19 with 2:11 remaining in this first half. Seneca Valley jumped out to an early 14-0 lead, but the Blue Devils have certainly been the better team in this second stanza.
A couple of 14-point leads for the Seneca Valley Raiders in this football game that have almost all been erased.
Might be a game where no lead is safe. 3 receivers to the right, 2 to the left for Stalker, who's in the empty set out of the gun. He's going to look to the left side pressure, and he's going to be swung down. And guess who? It's number 40, Gabe Miller again. He's unblockable right now, Steve.
Goodness gracious. Gabe Miller came from the right side of that defensive formation and was able to wrangle down the 6'1", 205-pound James Stalker. And they look like they're going to try to kick a late first half field goal here.
This will be a 32-yarder for Slavkovic. Remember, Garrett Montia has been doing kickoffs, but it doesn't seem like he is able to try the field goal attempts or extra point attempts, so it's Slavkovic instead. 6'3" kicker, a senior. Snap and hold are fine. The kick is high enough, long enough. It's good. So 32 yards for Slavkovic, and he gives his team a 1-point lead. It's now 22-21 in favor of the Blue Devils.
Wow, that is a huge kick by Slavkovic, and it really, I think, underscores the dominance of Mount Lebanon in this second quarter. What I mean by that is it's hard to fathom them not going to the half. And this is first half still not over, still a minute 18 to go in the first half, but hard to fathom them not going to the half with a halftime lead because of how well they've played in this second quarter, and they have a pretty good chance of getting that done because of that kick by Slavkovic.
Again, we want to let you know that coming up at the half, it's the MSA Sports halftime show this week. Don Rebel and the WPIAL professor hand out the final grades from the 2016 high school football regular season. These are 2 teams that should get good grades. We mentioned Mount Lebanon captured the section championship out of the Southeastern in the Northern 7. Seneca Valley finished 4th, but no shame in that. The teams ahead of them, Central Catholic, North Allegheny, and Pine Richland. And, of course, the loss that Seneca Valley took at the hands of the Rams came when Phil Jerkovic was in the lineup. And now it will be Slavkovic to kick it away, so you have to wonder if we're going to see Montia the rest of tonight. It's a deep kick, angled to the near sideline, fielded at about the 11-yard line. Nice return out beyond the 30 that time by Peyton Scalos. It'll be the 32-yard line where Seneca Valley has 1:11 to work with. Still plenty of time for the Raiders to get points.
Well, 2 first-half turnovers by the Seneca Valley Raiders, 1 on special teams, 1 offensively, has resulted in 10 Mount Lebanon points.
Remember, the third one as well was an interception thrown. It was more or less meaningless at that point because it was a 4th down heave. But that's certainly been a bugaboo for the Raiders. Now Cook's going to roll, hand it off inside, but not much running room at all for Royal. He's chopped down. That was well read by Mount Lebanon. Coming up the stop was Jack Stoddard.
Eric Kraus was in there as well from his middle linebacker position.
Brings up a 2nd and 10. Cook's going to roll to the left side. He's got time. Now he's trying to step up. Can't make the man miss. The football comes out again. Looks like Cook got it back, however. And his ball security has been a major issue in this first half, Steve.
Oh, He was holding it like a loaf of bread. I know he was back to throw the football, but at one point, at some point, he's got to tuck that ball and really secure it a lot better. He's already put it on the ground twice. Very fortunate to get that football back.
So you're saying you wouldn't trust him to carry your loaf of bread?
I would not. Not right now. That's for sure.
Brings up a 3rd and 18, and now Seneca Valley might be contentious to let this clock run down. But they quickly snap it. Cook's going to fire a screen pass. That's complete. As Royal has it, he's into the open field. He's going to be spun down a few yards shy of the sticks. And now with the final 10 seconds, you figure Seneca Valley will let this clock run down.
14-yard gain. And that will be the end of this first half.
So after the first half of play, Mount Lebanon scores 22 points in the second quarter, and the Blue Devils now hold a 22-21 lead over Seneca Valley. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back to give our thoughts in the scoring recap. You're listening to exclusive coverage of the 2016 WPIAL Football Playoffs, and it's the ProGrass Video Game Stream of the Week. It's all here on the MSA Sports Network.
Log on every Wednesday night at 7 for the latest high school football news during this week in the WPIAL here on the MSA Sports Network. Join Don Rebel and other members of the MSA Sports team as they visit with WPIAL football coaches, plus they run down the upcoming schedule and preview the weekend's top high school football games. That's this week in the WPIAL, every Wednesday at 7 p.m. this fall, only on the MSA Sports Network.
Officially Sports is your one-stop shop for all your officiating needs. If you need a shirt, jacket, pants, shoes, whistles, etc., Officially Sports has it all, and they are the sole licensed supplier for the Pennsylvania Interscholastic Athletic Association. Officially Sports also provides custom bags and apparel to help promote your officials association. Mention this ad and receive free shipping until November 1st. Order online at www.officiallysports.com or call 1-800-934-4555. That's 1-800-934-4555. Call today.
Right now, when you refer a friend to open a new personal or business checking account at First Commonwealth Bank, you can earn a generous cash reward. It doesn't even have to be a friend. Could be a relative. Could be a Bruins fan. Could be that guy over there with the weird hair thing going on. It doesn't matter. Refer anyone to open an account, and it will really pay off for you. They'll even get a cash reward themselves, no matter who they root for. First Commonwealth Bank, member FDIC. Learn more at a local branch or visit fcbanking.com.
Be sure to follow the MSA Sports Network on social media. Scores, pictures, videos, breaking news, and links to our articles. You can find the MSA Sports Network on Twitter and Instagram under the handle MSA Sports and at facebook.com/MSA Sports. The MSA Sports Network is also on YouTube under the handle MSA Sports WPIAL, where you can watch hundreds of interviews with local student athletes, full games, highlights, and more. Whether it's Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, or our websites, MSA Sports is the place to go for high school sports in Western Pennsylvania.
When looking to replace your athletic field, choose ProGrass, first in turf. ProGrass has installed over 500 fields in the U.S. Getting the best artificial turf for your field depends on both the product and the partner you choose. That's why architects, athletic directors, and players choose the ProGrass Performance System. ProGrass maintains an proud to be recognized as the FIFA preferred manufacturer. Call ProGrass today, 866-270-6003, or visit them on the web at www.progressturf.com. ProGrass, first in turf.
Back here, it is halftime at Mount Lebanon High School, and the Blue Devils, courtesy of a terrific second quarter, have taken a 22-21 lead over the visiting Seneca Valley Raiders. I'm Sean Meyers alongside Steve Nagler and Jess Levo providing the videography here on the ProGrass Video Stream Game of the Week. Steve, we saw really a tale of two quarters. Seneca Valley jumped out to a very impressive start, but things started to slip away to the Raiders, and Mount Lebanon opportunistically took advantage and now holds an improbable lead.
Yeah, Seneca Valley, the only two touchdowns in the first quarter. Things did turn around quite a bit for Mount Lebanon. Let's run down the scoring summary. There's a lot of it. Seneca Valley got on the board, a 3-minute drive, 8 plays that ended with a 7-yard touchdown run by Hank Royal. The extra point was good. Seneca Valley had a very early 7-0 lead. They'd add to it less than 3 minutes later, an 8-yard touchdown run, this time by quarterback Jack Cook. Extra point once again was good, and Seneca Valley had a 14-0 lead. That lead would hang through the first quarter, but Mount Lebanon would score on the first play of the second quarter. An 18-yard touchdown pass from James Stocker to Edgar Perilla. Perilla, just a very simple pattern. That ball he caught right around the 13-yard line, but then he spun out of the grasp of Seneca Valley defenders and was able to get into the end zone for Mount Lebanon's first score. And it cut the lead to 14-7 with 11:54 to go in the half. Seneca Valley would run right back down the football field, score 2 minutes and 10 seconds after the Stocker to Perilla touchdown. A 12-yard touchdown pass, this time from Jack Cook to Hank Royal. Extra point was good. Seneca Valley extended their lead to 21-7. After that, it was all Mount Lebanon as they registered the last 3 scores of the half. They get a 24-yard touchdown pass from James Stocker to Patrick Moeller. Extra point was blocked. Circle that play. You never know how that might factor in here tonight. Mount Lebanon trailed at that point with 7:09 to go, 21-13. They were able to recover a fumble on the ensuing kickoff, and James Stocker would then take the ball 20 yards on 4th and 1 as he ran up the middle of the football field and through the Seneca Valley defenders for the touchdown. They went for 2 points and were unable to get the 2-point conversion. They trailed 21-19 with 6:03 to go in the half, and then they would score late in the first half with 1:18 to go. A 32-yard field goal from Philip Slavkovic was good, and Mount Lebanon with that 3 points took the 22-21 lead, and that's where we stand at the half. Mount Lebanon 22, Seneca Valley 21. First half numbers, Seneca Valley actually outgained Mount Lebanon 200 yards to 190 yards of total offense, but both offenses playing very, very well. Mount Lebanon led by James Stocker, 12 of 17 through the first half, 143 yards passing and 2 touchdowns through the air. He also ran the ball 6 times for 20 yards and has credit for that 20-yard touchdown run. David Harvey has been limited in the first half. Seneca Valley doing a good job keying on him, not letting him get loose. 10 carries and 27 yards for David Harvey. Jack Cook in the first half, 9 completions in 11 attempts, 113 yards passing, and an interception. He also has a touchdown throw to Hank Royal. Cook, 7 rushes for 22 yards and a touchdown run as well. Hank Royal, 11 carries, 65 yards in that first half. Royal also has a touchdown run to his credit. Once again, halftime, the Mount Lebanon Blue Devils have the slightest of leads over the Seneca Valley Raiders, 22-21.
Steve, we want to get to the halftime show soon, but I just want to quickly get your thoughts. We saw some very interesting coaching decisions and adjustments, especially from Mike Melnick. If you're the 2 head coaches, first with Mount Lebanon, what are you telling your team? Do you continue to throw the football with 5 wide, or do you go a little bit more back to the power running game that's worked all season long?
Probably early on in the second half. I would probably stay with the 5 wide scenario. They were really effective spreading the Seneca Valley team out defensively. It's tough to defend 5 decent receivers that Mount Lebanon has, and boy, they are so happy to have Edgar Perilla back. He had a great first half, making a big catch for a touchdown and also a couple of other big catches in that first half. I think they stay spreading out Seneca Valley. I think if you see them get up a touchdown or 2, that's when you're going to see entering back into this lineup a little bit more David Harvey and probably trying to salt away the victory by getting heavy on this defense and try to lean on them that way.
On the other side for Seneca Valley, offensively, I think the message is going to be clear from Dave Vestal. Don't turn the football over, because if they don't, they've had success. But defensively, it's going to be the real concern. They decided to take away the run early. It worked. Now they're having a real hard time shutting down the pass. Do you completely shift that mentality and say we're taking away the pass first and foremost And if we're going to force Harvey to beat us?
I don't know if they have the ability to do it. I mean, you know, once you see a team come out 5 wides, either you have a package to stop it or you don't. I don't think Seneca Valley has enough players from a defensive back standpoint that can match up against a 5-wide offense. They really struggled to take away the deep middle of the football field defensively. We saw Perilla get deep. We also saw a good job of Patrick Moeller getting deep on that kind of that deep post pattern. So yes, they're going to have to make some adjustments either way. They're going to have to figure out, you know, who can they put back in that deep defensive secondary in order to, you know, to really slow down this Mount Lebanon Blue Devil team.
Well, that's our scoring recap and our analysis for the first half. Now we're going to take a quick break, and when we return, it's the halftime show with Dawn Rebel and the Professor. It is the 2016 WPIAL Football Playoffs. It's also the program's video game stream of the week. And after the first half of play, it's 22-21 Mount Lebanon ahead of Seneca Valley. It's right here on the MSA Sports Network.
Drives me. It's the respect I have for my opponents, the trust I have in my teammates, a coach who treats me with dignity, and a university that has faith in me on and off the field. That's what keeps me focused, why I practice harder, play my heart out. I play to win. I play for Carlo. Tell us your story using #WhatDriveSYou. Carlo University, a proud sponsor of the MSA Sports Network.
The team at UPMC Sports Medicine doesn't just rebuild wrists and knees. They build better athletes. Athletes at every level who want to get stronger and faster and prevent injuries. Fact is, no other sports medicine program in the region is more experienced when it comes to treating, training, and inspiring athletes. UPMC, the official healthcare provider of the Penguins, Steelers, and you. Find out more at upmcsportsmedicine.com.
I love...
It's the postseason edition of the halftime show here on the MSA Sports Network. I'm Don Rebel. It's sort of a tradition that on this opening night of the playoffs, we look back at the regular season, hand out grades, and nobody else does it better than the professor who joins us.
I am here.
And now, well, wait, Professor, hold on. Professor?
Give my
Professor,
grades.
the AV class screwed up. They didn't have you mic'd properly. Now you're good to go.
Those dolts.
Yeah.
Those dolts. Oh, they have the film strip ready to go and the overhead projectors on.
2 out of 3.
There we go. Perfect students. 8 of the DJ, South Fayette, Theory, Steel Valley, Washington, Clareton, Rochester. Fewest undefeated team since 2009.
Wow.
When we had 6.
All right.
I'd like to mention a gold star, DJ Obsotnik from West Allegheny. Did you see him with his boots coming to school today? Was slushy out.
Did he have it tied like Mark Mosley used to do?
He had bread bags underneath them.
The bread bags, it slips
No,
in.
it was just his kicking shoe.
It slips in.
It was just his kicking. You know, you hit DJ Obsotnik on the head and his leg goes out and he kicks a field goal. 30 field goals for his career. He is super toe. He's 5 away from the WPIAL record. Paris Ford, we had a variety show at school last week in the auditorium. He won easily. He's Mr. Variety.
Yeah.
Scored 4 different ways last week. Punt return, reception, run, fumble, recovery. Scored 5 different ways this year. Last year, 23 touchdowns, 5 different ways. Have you ever seen so many students just eager to pass, Don? They never fail to pass. 4 QBs top 2,000 yards this regular season, most ever. Alex Smith, Cam Tarrant, Drew Saxton, Brady Walker. And speaking of passing, South Fayette aced every test again this regular season, 5 consecutive years with perfect scores in the regular season. Only with perfect scores, they won every game. Only 2 other teams have done that in history, Aliquip and Braddock. I got to go. Somebody's throwing spitballs down the cafeteria.
That's Ivy League material. All right, watch for the baloney on the ceiling as well.
Someone wet toilet paper on the ceiling.
Wet toilet paper, yeah, those kids. I gotta go. All right, more grades when the halftime show continues on the MSA Sports Network.
Right now, when you refer a friend to open a new personal or business checking account at First Commonwealth Bank, you can earn a generous cash reward. It doesn't even have to be a friend. Could be a relative. Could be a Bruins fan. Could be that guy over there with the weird hair thing going on. It doesn't matter. Refer anyone to open an account, and it will really pay off for you. They'll even get a cash reward themselves, no matter who they root for. First Commonwealth Bank, member FDIC. Learn more at a local branch or visit fcbanking.com.
People ask what drives me. It's the respect I have for my opponents, the trust I have in my teammates, a coach who treats me with dignity, and a university that has faith in me on and off the field. That's what keeps me focused, why I practice harder, play my heart out. I play to win. I play for Carlo. Tell us your story using #WhatDrivesYou. Carlo University, a proud sponsor of the MSA Sports Network.
For the most complete recap of Friday night's WPIAL football action, tune in on your way home from the game to the MSA Sports Scoreboard Show here on the MSA Sports Network. Hi, I'm Don Rebel. Join me in the MSA Sports Gang for all the scores and recaps from the top games, plus the MSA Sports Roundtable. That's the MSA Sports Scoreboard Show after the game on Friday nights on the MSA Sports Network and at msasports.net. Halftime show continues, looking back to 2016's regular season with the Professor. I'm Don Rebel. Professor, you're winded.
Yeah.
Are you all right?
I was playing release with all the kids at recess.
Release?
Yeah.
You know what? You're not a young spry
Yeah,
anymore.
but it's either I'd rather play that than buck. Did you ever play buck?
Buck. No, we didn't play buck in the inner city.
Oh, St. Sebastian we did.
We would occasionally
St.
steal a
Sebastian
buck,
did.
but not play a buck.
That. I've been looking for this student. I can't find him anywhere. Looked in the janitor's closet, looked in the boiler room, the back of the stage.
Professor, who are you looking for?
He's kind of a shady kid. You know what I'm talking about?
Slim Shady?
No, Shady Side Academy.
Oh, well.
Have you seen them?
They dropped out.
Oh, did they?
They did.
One test to go and they dropped out. Ah, really? Oh, well. Oh, well. You know I'm all for no weapons in the school policy, right? But
That's
at
important.
Highlands, you know they bring a gun to the football field and soccer field?
Uh-uh.
Taylor gun. Taylor gun. I'm proud of this student. Kicker for the football team. Kicked a couple field goals this year. Leading scorer in the soccer team. Made it to WPIAL semifinal. She's a Swift Taylor, not a Taylor Swift. Ha! You like that?
That was good.
Shout out to the first-year professors. Ron Charo at Riverside, Dan Bradley at Olsh. These guys are professors before, but first time in the playoffs for Olsh. Matt Miller at McKeesport. Did you know, Mr. Rebel?
No.
If they beat Upper St. Clair tonight, Matt Miller, first-year coach, will be the first coach to win a playoff game at McKeesport that is not named George Smith since 1938 when McKeesport beat Johnstown 38-20 at Pitt Stadium under Coach Tinson.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I would have guessed Phil Breidenbaugh.
No.
Okay.
That was your history lesson for the day.
Very good.
I'd like to give a grade of marked progress to two students who kind of switched us this year. Ryan Culbertson, he switched schools too. Simon Bear, Franklin Regional, tight ends, quarter this year. Now I have to mention these guys, the two major guys. Dual threat guys, Ethan Mienza, N.A., Max Garda, Burrow, both rushed for over 1,000, passed for over 1,000, only been done 4 times before in the regular season. Alex Smith, he could become only the third player in WPIAL history to throw for 2,000 and run for 1,000 in the season. Then there's Darius Weiss. He has 3 majors, Mr. Rebel. I'm talking 3 at what's a matter you. Majors in receiving, throwing, running. He lives in the 724 area code, but he's really a 412 guy. I'm talking about 4,000 yards rushing, 1,000 receiving, 2,000 passing in his career.
That's very good.
Professor of the Year.
412. That's good. Is it you?
No.
Oh.
It's Tim Sweeney of Derry. Don. He took over in 2014. They gave up 56 points a game the previous year. Now they're undefeated, 9-0. Tim Sweeney, Professor of the Year. He's no Tiny Tim when it comes to coaching.
Huzzah.
Valedictorian. Zane Dudek. It has to be him. Of Armstrong, best season of any running back in WPIAL history. One of the best careers, over 100 touchdowns now. He will surpass 3,000 yards tonight. I got to go there. Well, hold on.
Professor, you sound a little hoarse.
No, I'm a man called Horse. My bus is here.
Oh, you're a what? Wait a minute.
Yeah, that's my bus.
Like it's on the moon. All right. Thank you, Professor. Season game you're listening to only here on the MSA Sports Network.
Always appreciate that duo at the half. That's Don Rebel and the Professor breaking it down. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we will recap the scores around the rest of the 2016 WPIAL football playoffs. You're listening to the 2016 WPIAL playoffs. It's the Progress Video Game Stream of the Week. It's right here exclusively on the MSA Sports Network.
You remodeled the house. Thanks, Mom.
Stakes are done.
How did you two afford all of this?
A great home equity loan at the bank.
That's right. They have a rate as low as 2.59% APR with only $25,000 borrowed, fixed for 7 years. All my idea.
Your dad and I are looking to refinance, and that's one of the lowest rates yet. We really need to get our payments down.
Give Dollar Bank a call. They'll help you save a lot of money. Just remember who gave you the...
Oh, my.
Talk to a Dollar Bank loan expert today. Not paid a commission and only have your best interests in mind. Start saving money now. Finance to one of the lowest rates around. 2.59% APR fixed for 7 years. Longer terms are available. Stop by, call 1-800-242-BANK, or visit dollar.bank. Dollar Bank, mutually inspired. Rate is for well-qualified borrowers and includes a discount with a qualifying checking account. Not available for the refinance of a Dollar Bank loan, line, or mortgage of less than $15,000 in new money. Monthly payment of $13.03 per $1,000 borrowed. Other terms and conditions apply. Subject to change without notice. Equal housing lender.
MSASports.net is the place to click on every day this fall.
On Mondays, we have the latest MSA Sports Top 10 football rankings.
Also on Monday, we check in on the former district stars now making the grade in college with WPIAL alum Q&A.
Back at the biggest and best plays from the previous Scholastic football weekend with the plays of the week.
We go big game hunting on Wednesday with a preview of the top WPIAL football contests.
I'll look into my crystal ball on Thursday with the wildly popular Chicks Picks.
A complete rundown of all the games comes your way on Friday, plus plenty of broadcasts to choose from on Friday nights.
On Saturday, we'll take a look at the top performances with Friday night highlights. Then on Sunday, a look back at the previous day's high school standouts with Saturday's Scholastic Stars.
Anytime, anywhere, always there this fall with the MSA Sports Network at MSASports.net.
This is the MSA Sports Network. We're at the half where Mount Lebanon, the home team, and the number 3 seed holds a 22-21 lead over number 6 Seneca Valley here in the quarterfinals of Class 6A. I'm Sean Meyers alongside Steve Nagler, Jess Levo manning the camera. And Steve, it's an exciting time of year. 64 teams have made the playoffs, and all but one game taking place tonight, and they're all on the MSA Sports Network.
Yeah, let's run them down. Some scores that I would say are predictable. Some not so much. We'll run them down from the top. Aliquippa has a 22-0 lead at the half against South Park. Here's a shocker. Gateway 21, Armstrong nothing. That game in the second quarter. The Armstrong Riverhawks, the number 2 seed in the quarterfinal bracket of the Class 5A. Beaver Falls 7, Beaver Falls 14, Mount Pleasant 7. Pine Richland has a slim lead over Bethel Park, 14-12. That game at the half. Brentwood 28, Fraser 7. Cardinal World North Catholic has a 7-0 lead over Burgettstown. That is a first quarter score. Carmichael's 22, Springdale 7. Chartiers Houston 6, Laurel 3 at the half. Clairton all over Avella 44-6. I think everybody saw that coming. Derry,
even without Lamont Wade, I guess it hasn't hurt him too much.
No, not so much. Derry looking good in the second quarter against Central Valley, 19-7. The Trojans over the Warriors. A lot of people thought that things would go the opposite way there, and they still might. Still a lot of football to be played. Freedom 28, East Allegheny 7. Fort Cherry 7, Stowe Rocks nothing. Jeanette is shutting out Shenango 32-0. Keystone Oaks is defeating Apollo Ridge by the score of 28-14. Mars and Ringgold lighten up the scoreboard. Mars with a 28-21 halftime lead. McKeesport has a 7-point lead at the half over Upper St. Clair 10-3. Neshannock is shutting out Sarah Catholic 40-0 at the half. North Allegheny 21, Hempfield 7. Northgate 8, Mapletown 0. Amani Christian stunning Our Lady of the Sacred Heart 24-7 at the half. Pittsburgh Central Catholic flexing its muscles over the Norwin Knights 42-0. That game also at the half. Riverside Panthers with a 3-touchdown lead over Avonworth 28-7 in the second quarter. Riverside has the lead. Rochester 14, Riverview 0. scurrying down here. Newcastle, talk about a stunner in the second quarter, 24-7 over South Fayette. Steel Valley 37, Beth Center nothing. That game in the first half. Thomas Jefferson is shutting out Montour 20-0, also a first half score. Washington 21, Southside 7. West Allegheny 31, North Hills 7. West Mifflin 13, Bell Vernon nothing. And Woodland Hills and Franklin Regional mired in a 3-3 tie. That game is at the half. Games tomorrow on the MSA Sports Network. Bishop Canevin will host California. And panning down.
That's it for football.
Yeah, that's it for football here. But we'll have a lot of volleyball and soccer playoff action for you also on the MSA Sports Network.
City League Football Championship.
That's right, 2 o'clock at Couples tomorrow.
So of those scores, obviously the Derry Central Valley and the Newcastle South Fayette jump out. Now, if those scores hold true.
And Gateway Armstrong.
Right, of course, yeah. And I actually did the first Gateway Armstrong game at the half. Armstrong was up 35-7. So you get some interesting dynamics, teams meeting for the second time. That's the case with those two, and it could be a completely different outcome. But it's always exciting the first week, whether it's the first round or the quarterfinals in Class 3 through 6A, including this one, to see what teams have come to play in the playoffs. And you could say, well, after they get this opening round win, this is a team that maybe could make a deep run. Whichever one comes out here between Seneca Valley and Mount Lebanon, I think is going to have a heck of a lot of momentum moving on.
Oh, I agree. And they will take on the winner between North Allegheny and Hempfield. North Allegheny has had a really good year. I don't know if they're as strong as they've been in years past. I think both these teams, Mount Lebanon and Seneca Valley, have a chance against them. Seneca Valley did not fare very well the first time that they went up against North Allegheny. I've been very impressed with both these teams. Certainly Seneca Valley looked the much better of the two teams in the first quarter. Mount Lebanon much, much better in the second quarter. I don't know. It's interesting to see how Mount Lebanon came into this game from an emotional standpoint. They just didn't have I don't think the emotional intensity to match what Seneca Valley came out with the opening kickoff. But you got to give a lot of credit to Mike Melnick and his coaching staff, because they got their team to start playing much better in that second quarter, and they're going to get the ball to start the third quarter.
I want to let you know that tonight's playoff game brought to you by Progress. Progress first in turf. It will be the Raiders set to boot this one away to begin half number 2. Dylan Good with the kickoff duties, and he boots this one deep. It's going to bounce into the end zone for a touchback.
Seneca Valley got away with an offsides on that kickoff, as getting a really good start was Walik Shabazz on the right side of that kick formation. But the ball goes in the end zone. Mount Lebanon will start here in the second half. We do see David Harvey on the football field, so they are going to start in a very similar formation that they did in the first half with their first couple of drives.
So the Blue Devils go 2 receivers to the right side, 1 to the left, and they'll work out of the pistol formation as Harvey gets the handoff. He's in the open field. He's just tripped up, and the football comes out. I believe he was down, as the officials indicating that Harvey was down indeed after a 5-yard pickup. But that was a nice shoestring tackle to make sure Harvey didn't break that one for a big gainer.
Yeah, good play by Peyton Scalos, and we've called his number and name several times defensively. He's also one of the top wide receivers of this football team, but a very sure tackler. Was able to get Harvey to the ground after 5 yards.
2nd and 5. They fake the handoff to Harvey. Now fire pass complete to Young. He tries to spin out of a tackle, able to get a few additional yards as he gets beyond the 35, out to about the 37-yard line. Quick first down for Mount Lebanon. And so many of these passes, it's Stalker getting the ball out in about a second, maybe a second and a half, to a wide open target. That time it was Jack Young.
Yeah, we've seen that pattern, just a simple stop pattern, thrown over to Young's side a lot tonight.
Same formation. They fake the handoff again. Now it's going to be a play action and a deep shot, and there's a lot of contact, and a flag comes in. They were looking for Jack Young on about a 50-yard bomb. He never had a chance to run the route, and it looks like it could be defensive pass interference.
Yeah, it's going to go against Walik Shabazz, who was one-on-one against the much bigger Jack Young. Both those young men can really run, and a lot of hand fighting between those two teams, but Shabazz got a little bit over aggressive and falling to the ground was Jack Young. So it's going to be a 15-yard first down, a 15-yard penalty for the Mount Lebanon Blue Devils offensively. The ball will be spotted inside of Seneca Valley's territory.
Called the 49-yard line on the Raiders' side of the field after the penalty. 49 degrees is the temperature here. Young's actually wearing the long sleeves, the yellow sleeves underneath. You don't typically see that unless it's subarctic conditions, but certainly has not slowed him down. As again, it'll be a play action. They're going to look for Jack Young again. He's got some separation, and he's got the reception and the touchdown. It's a 49-yard touchdown pass from Stalker to Young. They were setting it up on the previous play. This time, Young's able to haul it in, and he's extended his team's lead on a beautiful pass.
I love that play call by Mike Melnick and the offensive staff for the Mount Lebanon Blue Devils. I'll tell you why. They just threw the flag on Waleed Shabazz on the previous play. They knew that he was going to be in his head feeling like he couldn't make any contact down the football field. It gave Jack Young a very free run down the left side, and it was a perfect throw that time by James Stocker. Excellent pass and catch, and a 49-yard touchdown.
That makes it 28-21. Now the extra point attempt for the Blue Devils to try to take an 8-point lead. The kick is up. Good job getting that snap down. The kick is good for Philip Slavkovic, and that's much needed. It's now 29-21, and Mount Lebanon seemingly has picked up right where it left off after the first half of play.
Yeah, they really have. I mean, they have scored the last 22 points in this football game after Seneca Valley took a 21-7 lead. That time they come out and they score literally 56 seconds into this second half. What a great pass and catch by Stocker to Jack Young. Young has had a terrific year for the Mount Lebanon Blue Devils, really leading the way offensively from a receiving standpoint. That is, he had 50 catches in the regular season and 7 touchdowns.
So 56 seconds into half number 2. 29-21 the lead for number 3 Mount Lebanon against number 6 Seneca Valley. I'm Sean Meyers alongside Steve Nagler. Remember, this is the Progress video stream game of the week, so you could watch or listen anytime live or archive. I want to thank Jess Levo for manning the camera here tonight. Thought this would be one of the best matchups, and thus far it's lived up to it. There's been plenty of offense. As Slavkovic's kick is going to be an angled kick. That's going to be caught at the 26-yard line by Seneca Valley as Meinwieser on the return. He gets out beyond the 35 before he's brought down, so it'll be good starting field position for Seneca Valley on its first drive of half number 2.
They're going to need to do something offensively, and soon. They looked so good in the first 15 minutes of this football game. Since the 9:44 mark of the second quarter, they've turned it over twice and have not scored a point.
Well, there has to be some level of confidence for Seneca Valley. The Raiders have to think, we don't turn the football over, we're going to be able to put up points. So right now, I don't know that they're too concerned about this 8-point deficit as long as they protect the football. First down will be a handoff and a nice run by Royal as he's got first down yardage and more, trying to get to the corner. He's chopped down right at midfield, and Hank Royal picked up where he left off in the first half as well as he gets a nice gain, and they're actually going to spot him in Mount Lebanon territory at the 49.
Well, I like that mindset by Dave Vestal and the Seneca Valley Raiders as they go hurry up here.
Give it right back to Roy. He's got more running room this time to the left side. He's got defenders chasing him, lowers the shoulder. He's going to be close to the sticks. That's going to be 9, maybe 10 depending on the spot. But Hank Royals provided a spark in this third quarter.
And he is now officially over 100 yards. 2 carries, 25 yards. Here's what I like about the mindset. You're still only down 1 score, 8 points. You don't have to get too crazy. You don't have to get, play scared. Give the ball to your big running back, Hank Royal.
Cook drops back. He's got all day to throw. Flicks a pass. He's got a man wide open. The pass is complete. That's a touchdown, 39 yards, wide open. Peyton Scalos as he finds pay dirt. And now Seneca Valley could be a 2-point conversion away from tying it up.
Wow. Talk about blink and a score. Seneca Valley able to score 44 seconds after the Mount Lebanon touchdown. 39-yard touchdown pass and a great throw by Jack Cook to Scalos. Everybody on the Mount Lebanon side really keying on Hank Royal after he'd ripped off 25 yards on the first 2 carries. And they got their eyes fixed too much on the offensive backfield and forgot about Scalos down the football field.
Offense on the field, so Seneca Valley going for the tie, courtesy of the 2-point conversion. Cook takes a high snap. It's behind him. He's trying to pick it up. But won't be able to do so, so a missed opportunity. And that one was doomed from the beginning, Steve, because of the high snap. So Seneca Valley will remain in the trail position, but courtesy of that long strike, 39 yards Cook to Scalos, it's now just a 2-point deficit.
Well, at the very least, it gives Seneca Valley some confidence again offensively. They had gone a long time without scoring points, at least by this game's standards, as we have had 56 points scored in the first 25-plus minutes of this football game, as Cook is able to find Scalos for that 39-yard touchdown. Again, extra point or 2-point conversion, no good. So Mount Lebanon still clinging to a very slight 29-27 lead.
The team at MSA Sports would like to thank BSN Sports for providing our team with our new black and white polos for this school year. At BSN Sports, Peaburg has joined the MSA Sports sponsorship family and will be featuring a weekly Coaches Game of the Week here on the network.
Well,
I think actually that the handle is BSN Sports PGH, if I'm correct.
We knew these two teams could score. Mount Lebanon scoring 376 points this year. Seneca Valley, and that in 10 games, Seneca Valley has scored 306 points.
Barilla fields the kick inside the 10-yard line. He's able to get out beyond the 25, but not much beyond that.
Boy, it's been a really entertaining football game. We thought it might. These two teams very evenly matched offensively. A lot of big-time skill position players on both sides of the football field.
By the way, just to clarify, that handle for BSN Sports is indeed at BSN Sports PGH. So check that out. 26-yard line where Mount Lebanon begins its second drive of quarter number 3, and it's a quick pass to Young. It's tipped, and he tips it to himself, comes down with it at the 35-yard line. He's going to be about a yard shy of the first down marker, but that was good concentration by the talented wide receiver as he tipped it and was able to come down in stride to pick up 9.
Well, he needed all 6 feet 1 inches to make that catch. Good play.
Pistol formation. They fake the handoff, fire it to Young. He's open. It's going to be a first down. Now he's driven back. It's going to go for about a 4-yard pickup. Nice job making the tackle there by Seneca Valley's defenders, including Scalos, but it will move the sticks for Mount Lebanon. Another quick strike.
Stocker has completed all 4 passes he's thrown in the second half. 12 of 17 coming into the second half.
Pistol formation again with 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. That receiver to the left is Jack Young, who's become the go-to target after Perilla was the go-to option for most of that first half. Now the handoff goes to Harvey. He's got some running room as he breaks it to the left side, tries to tightrope the sidelines. I don't know if he stepped out earlier, but he took a big hit at the end of that run. But that's another first down pickup for Mount Lebanon.
They're going to mark him out of bounds at the 49-yard line. So give him 10 yards on that first down run, and all of a sudden, David Harvey's starting to feel pretty good about himself.
And the yard markers are all out of whack on the sideline. They'll have to get that squared away. Now they do. It's already in Seneca Valley territory are the Blue Devils. They give it to Harvey again. He takes it to the left side. This time he cuts it back up the middle. Nice elusiveness to get about 6 yards. And Harvey's finally starting to get his footing. He was stuffed in the early going, Steve, but it seems like a second half where he could really make an impact.
Yeah, 3 carries, 21 yards so far in the third quarter. And, boy, they're going to want David Harvey toting the rock a lot in the second half.
Same formation, 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. It'll be a pistol look for Mount Lebanon. Harvey behind Stalker. Now it goes to Harvey. This time he takes it straight up the middle, lunges forward, and I think he's going to have the first down again.
Another gain of 5 for Harvey. That time we've been seeing him run a lot outside to the left side of the formation behind Lippert and Sorsdahl. That time more between the tackles.
Gets down to the 38-yard line for the Blue Devils. They give it to Harvey. This time he tries to go to the right side, but he's met in the backfield. Gets back maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that was well defended by Seneca Valley. One of the players in there, Seth Markle.
Now Markle was in there, and I think we also saw the defensive back, Scallos, come back in, kind of coming down towards the line of scrimmage to impact the defense against the run.
Stalker barking out orders to the offensive lineman. Now he takes a snap, gives the handoff, and that one's going to be a big loss in the backfield.
As Perilla.
Perilla got that carry, and he had absolutely nowhere to go. It's good penetration. Seneca Valley starting to clamp down on the run. We'll see if Mount Lebanon counters by going back to the pass, now facing a third down.
Yeah, Perilla's second rushing attempt of the evening. That one went for a -4.
When I saw Mount Lebanon earlier in the season, number 20, Emmanuel Komalafi, had a nice impact in that game. I don't know if we're going to see him tonight or not, but at least early in the season, he proved to be a capable backup. As the pass overthrown, that time they were looking for Jack Young along the left sideline as he came back to the football. It was a little too high, however. That'll bring up fourth down, and now to the part of the field where it's not an easy decision.
I think they're going to punt this football, I would guess, with the ball around the 41-yard line. Good defensive play that time. I think Jake Warner was in the backfield really putting pressure very quickly on James Stocker. He had to get rid of the football earlier than he wanted to, and as a result, couldn't find Jack Young.
And now it will be Montilla, who has been relegated pretty much just to punting now. It's a high punt. It's going to hang up there for quite some time. Fair catch. And there's some contact at the end. We'll see if they throw a flag, and it does not look like they will, as Jake Panofsky was able to haul that one in. One of the Blue Devils met him. Now, it wasn't a tackle per se, but there was contact.
Yeah, I was a little surprised that a flag was not thrown there. You have to be really careful that you don't make contact with that player who...
Unless you're blocked from behind, usually the officials are going to call that if there's any contact. But I think it kind of depended on the fact that Panofsky was able to field it cleanly and hang on to the football. So Seneca Valley now takes over on its 19, down by 2, and now a chance to take the lead back in this game if they can put together a scoring drive. I'm a very hoarse Sean Meyers alongside Steve Nagler here on the call for Mount Lebanon High School. 6:55 remaining, quarter number 3. First play of the drive goes to Hank Royal, and he was trying to find some room. I don't think he got anything.
Royal was stopped at the line of scrimmage. Good job defensively by Mount Lebanon's Patrick Workmeister, 6'4", 195-pound senior defensive lineman, plays on the left side of the defensive formation.
Two receivers coming to the right side for Seneca Valley. The Raiders will work out of the gun with a sidecar to the left of Cook. He's got a man open. That pass is complete, and it's going to be a first down. Scallos able to pick up another nice gainer. He was quiet a little bit early in this game, Steve, but now he's really making an impact, especially after that 39-yard score. I think he's starting to feel it.
Well, he's done a nice job defensively, but yeah, you're right. He has been the top receiver looked to by Jack Cook coming into the postseason. Now he's done a good job on a couple of receptions here in the second half.
Handoff goes up the middle. Not much running room that time for Noah Mancuso, the 5'7", 170-pound junior. He'll be brought down for a gain of about a yard, maybe 2.
Mancuso giving Hank Royal a little bit of a break. We see Royal back into this football game.
Not much of a break then, huh?
No.
It's playoff football. If you're a star player, you're going to be out there as many snaps as you possibly can. 2nd and 8. Cook drops back. It's a low pass. Might have been caught. We'll see. I think they're going to say that's a reception, as Scallos was able to haul that in just in front of the first down marker, so it's going to bring a 3rd and short. That wasn't a great pass, but at least it was high enough to give Scalos a chance to dig it out, and he was able to do just that.
Well, part of that was the fact that Mount Lebanon brought a blitz, and it was a really good blitz pickup by Hank Royal, the running back. He came over and kind of picked up the blitzing linebacker and gave Cook the time.
Cook trying to take it forward, and I don't think he had anywhere to go, and he's going to be stopped shy of the marker. It's going to bring up 4th down, and depending on where they spot it, it might even be more than a yard now.
Well, I'm not sure why you don't go to your 6'2", 215-pound back in that situation. It's always easy to second guess. They are definitely short. Oh, they're going to give them enough yards for the first down. They're going to say without even.
I don't think that he got forward progress at all from our perspective, and he needed to get at least close to, if not a full yard.
I thought that it was going to be 4th down for sure.
Well, nonetheless, see if Seneca Valley can take advantage. You fans watching on the video stream can make your own decision on that call, as a little pitch play for Seneca Valley is going to be met at the 45-yard line after about a 3-yard pickup.
That time it was Hall running that underneath pattern, a little flip to the tight end. Hall was able to take it forward for about 3 yards. We saw that play that time, or earlier in the first half, thrown to Hank Royal when Royal was able to take it 18 yards for the score.
By the way, if you recognize the name Hall, former head coach Don Hall, Seneca Valley now at Gateway, trying to guide the Gators to a upset victory tonight. As the handoff goes to Royal, he's able to get a yard, maybe closer to 2, but it's going to bring up a 3rd and medium scenario for Seneca Valley near midfield.
Yeah, good tackle by Kraus. We've seen Kraus make a couple of really nice plays in the interior of that defense for the Mount Lebanon Blue Devils. Kraus, a senior, undersized, not a real big kid, 5'8", 175 pounds, but tough as nails.
They'll call it a 3rd and 5 for Seneca Valley. Just over 3.5 minutes remaining in quarter number 3. It's a 29-27 lead for Mount Lebanon. Cook has all day to fire. Pass is complete. It'll be a 1st down out near the 45-yard line, as Scalos, again, the recipient, and he'll be marked at the 46 on Mount Lebanon's side of the 50.
Cook 14 of 16 now. He has only missed on 2 occasions. One was an interception.
That's incredible.
181 yards of passing for Jack Cook.
And I think for the most part, the offensive lines have done a great job each way, as now it's a pitch out to Roy. He's trying to get to the corner. He's going to be brought down inside the 40-yard line. Took a big hit out of bounds at the end. That's a nice decision by Cook to get it to his talented running back, who's able to get a nice gain on 1st.
And sometimes, as they ran the option there, sometimes it's good to get it to your back early. Sometimes it's advantageous for the quarterback to hold on to the football. That time, smart play by Jack Cook to get it to Royal and allow Royal to get the corner.
Nice spot at the 39-yard line. Seneca Valley putting together a nice drive that started at the Raiders' 19. Cook drops back yet a man in a flat, but gets it to Scalos, and he's got some room, makes a man miss. Now he's inside the 20 before he's brought out, and he is speedy with the ball in his hands as he's going to get the Raiders into or near the red zone.
Just an inside screen. That time, run to Scalos, and the gain of 20 yards on that inside screen play. So
what a drive this has been for Seneca Valley, already in double digits in terms of plays.
Scalos has had a big part of this second half.
Spotted at the 19-yard line, now under 3 minutes remaining in quarter number 3. Seneca Valley trying to take the lead back. Cook's going to take it up the middle. Now he stays on his feet, breaks it to the outside. That's a nice gain by Cook, as he's going to get inside the 10-yard line down to about the 7, it looks like. And Jack Cook, we lost sight of him for a second or two, and he continued moving his legs to pick up yardage.
I thought Cook was going to get about 7-8 yards before he was tackled. He ran through a couple of tackles and got 12.
1st and goal, ball now at the 7 for Seneca Valley. Trailing by 2, so you figure worst case scenario the Raiders might have to settle for the go-ahead field goal, but they want to punch this one in, no doubt. As Cook Fakes the handoff, takes it himself, makes a man miss, and he's into the end zone. What a run by Jack Cook, 7 yards out, and his team back in front.
Wow. Everybody was following Hank Royal on that zone read play, and Jack Cook kept it himself and deked the defender, stepped out of a tackle. 7-yard touchdown run gives Seneca Valley the lead back here with 2:34 to go in the third quarter.
It's now 33-29. 4-point lead. We'll see if they go for the extra point here.
Looks like they're going to go for 2.
This would make it a 6-point margin as Cook now goes under center. Fakes the handoff. He's going to roll, look behind him, fire a high pass up into the end zone, and it's caught. That's Hall that was able to bring it in. And the 2-point conversion, Cook to Hall, makes it 35-29 in favor of Seneca Valley. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back as this third quarter continues. 35-29, Seneca Valley ahead of Mount Lebanon. It's the 2016 WPIAL Football Playoffs and the Progress Video Stream Game of the Week. It's right here. It's exclusively on the MSA Sports Network.
Log on every Wednesday night at 7 for the latest high school football news during this week in the WPIAL here on the MSA Sports Network. Join Don Rebel and other members of the MSA Sports team as they visit with WPIAL football coaches, plus they run down the upcoming schedule and preview the weekend's top high school football games. That's this week in the WPIAL, every Wednesday at 7 p.m. this fall, only on the MSA Sports Network.
We return to action here in quarter number 3 with 2:34 remaining. Seneca Valley's touchdown and 2-point conversion has made it a 35-29 lead for the Raiders over Mount Lebanon. Sean Meyers, Steve Nagler on the call from Mount Lebanon High School. What a contest this has proven to be, as Perilla's going to field this kickoff deep in his own territory at the 5-yard line. Now he's got some running room ahead of him, gets a nice block. He nearly was able to break that one as he gets out near the 30-yard line. Edgar Perilla is so explosive that even if he's back at the 1-yard line, it seems like a good idea for him to return it, Steve.
Well, you got a great block by Joe Pastufka, trying to get the ceiling block as Perilla was coming to the left side of the football field, or his left, near part of the football field as you're looking at it on the video stream. Now pressure on the Mount Lebanon offense as Seneca Valley has scored the last 14 points of this contest.
Mount Lebanon, the home team, wearing the dark blue jerseys with the white pants. Seneca Valley in the white jerseys with the powder blue pants. As Stalker drops back, he's got some time. Now he's scrambling, he rolls to the right, fires a pass, that's complete, but that's going to be a loss. Poor decision there for Mount Lebanon. That one better for Stalker just to throw that one away. Instead he found Moeller, but Moeller had no chance once he caught that short pass.
Wow, you don't see many pass plays that go for -10. That's exactly what happened there. Stalker, you're right, would have been better served to just throw that at the feet of Patrick Moeller.
Is that more on the quarterback than the receiver in your head?
Absolutely. As a receiver, your instinct is to catch the ball thrown to you, and you're thinking you're going to make a play anyway.
So now a 2nd and long, 2nd and 20. 3 receivers to the right side, 2 to the left. Empty backfield for Stalker, who will work out of the gun. Fires a pass out, and that one goes through the hands of Moeller. They're going to say that was a forward pass, incomplete. And now it's a 3rd and long, and all of a sudden Seneca Valley, after that score, if the Raiders can get a stop, they would solely take momentum back in this game, because it's been 2 teams that have really been exchanging big plays, but right now Seneca Valley has clearly had the better of the action over the last several minutes.
One of the things I just noticed, Sean, is that Edgar Perilla is on the sidelines right now. He has been an effective part of this offense, catching the ball from a wide receiver spot, not on the football field right now. So I'm not sure if he's still dealing with a little bit of an injury situation from last week. Or
well, he looked good on that return.
But sure did.
Came out immediately after. Now it's a 3rd and long, pistol formation. Stalker drops back. He's going to try to air it out, throws a pass over the middle, and it's too high that time, looking for Jack Young. Had maybe just a small opening, but could not connect. And as a result, it's going to bring up 4th down in a punting situation.
Well, 3rd and long, there's not a whole lot of plays 3rd and long in a high school playbook. Right there, they tried to find Jack Young on a deep post route. Ball delivered a little bit high. So Mount Lebanon will have to punt this football away.
Be Montilla, who had a terrific punt earlier that was negated by penalty. All at the 20-yard line. It's a high but very short punt. Although it looks like there might be a flag down as Montilla got blasted, and I think this one might go against Seneca Valley for running into the kicker.
Well, it could be a 5, it could be a 15. It looks like it's going to be a 5-yard penalty. And
well, keep in mind it was 20 yards to go. Now
yeah.
the 15 would be an automatic first down?
No.
Okay, so
not
either way.
Not in high school.
It would not bring about a first down regardless, and they will say it's running into the kicker. So figure Montilla will boot it away again.
In college football and in pro football, 15-yard penalty is an automatic first down, but not in high school football.
That's the last thing that I'm sure Mount Lebanon wanted to see was their already dinged up punter get knocked down, but he did not have his best offering on that punt, so he'll have a chance to redeem himself. Now it's a rugby-style kick, and it's a better one. This one's going to be fair caught back at the 40-yard line of Seneca Valley. Is able to hold that one is Jake Banofsky. So Mount Lebanon, courtesy of the penalty, is able to pick up another 15 or so yards, and that looms large because in a close game, still just one score. Field position always of the utmost importance.
Well, the Blue Devils have to find a way to slow down this Seneca Valley offense. We saw them come out like a house of fire in the first quarter. They've done the same thing here in the third quarter. 2 possessions, 2 touchdowns. Let's see if Seneca Valley can keep the momentum flowing.
I had mentioned that Seneca Valley, as long as the Raiders clean up those turnovers, should have some confidence, as I think this is going to be a snap infraction. The center moved the ball by about 6 inches and then about a half second later snapped it.
Can't do that.
Yep, so they'll call it a false start.
Well, right now it's going to be probably a steady diet of Hank Royal with the Seneca Valley Raiders up 6 points late in the third quarter. I think they're going to want to probably take a little bit of air out of this football. And why not? Hank Royal's had a great night. 16 carries, 102 yards, and a touchdown.
Cook will work out of the gun. He has 2 receivers to the right side. He's going to roll that way. It's an option play. Pitches it to Royal, who tries to switch hands. He's brought down, however, before he's able to get much yardage. I'll call that one a gain of maybe 2.
What a smart play by Hank Royal. He's already thinking about killing clock with his team up 6 points. Instead of running out of bounds, he kind of stopped and stayed inbounds to keep this clock rolling.
Called a 3-yard gainer for Royal. 2nd and 12 now, as we're down to the final 30 seconds of quarter number 3. Royal gets it again. He's met in the backfield, nowhere to go, and I think that's going to be a no gainer. That's going to bring up a 3rd and long as some players exchanging unpleasantries after the whistle.
That probably will be the last play of the third quarter, as Royal is stopped for a gain of 1.
And indeed, Seneca Valley content to let the time run off. So as we head to quarter number 4, it's a 35-29 lead for the Raiders over the Blue Devils. You're listening to exclusive coverage of the 2016 WPIAL football playoffs, and it's also the program's video stream game of the week. It's right here. It's on the MSA Sports Network.
Right now, when you refer a friend to open a new personal or business checking account at First Commonwealth Bank, you can earn a generous cash reward. It doesn't even have to be a friend. Could be a relative. Could be a Bruins fan. Could be that guy over there with the weird hair thing going on. It doesn't matter. Refer anyone to open an account, and it will really pay off for you. They'll even get a cash reward themselves, no matter who they root for. First Commonwealth Bank, member FDIC. Learn more at a local branch or visit fcbanking.com.
People ask what drives me. It's the respect I have for my opponents, the trust I have in my teammates, a coach who treats me with dignity, and a university that has faith in me on and off the field. That's what keeps me focused, why I practice harder, play my heart out. I play to win. I play for Carlo. Tell us your story using #WhatDriveSYou. Carlo University, a proud sponsor of the MSA Sports Network.
Back here as we head to quarter number 4. I want to let you know that tonight's playoff game brought to you by Progress. Progress first in turf. A 3rd and 12 facing Seneca Valley as the Raiders holding a 35-29 lead. Cook drops back. He's got all day to throw. Fires a pass to a wide open target. It's caught by Hall and it's a first down. Great job that time, buying time by Cook. He found Jacob Hall wide open and Hall was able to climb the ladder, bring it down, and move the sticks.
Excellent patience shown by Jack Cook there, as 3rd down and long, as you mentioned. 12 yards needed for the first down. They get 15, and credit Hall for really doing a good job not only catching that but understanding he still had some ground to cover to get the first down.
First down handoff goes up the middle. Not much running room that time for Seneca Valley, but able to make the most of it are the Raiders, as Mancuso able to get a 4-yard pickup rather. Sean Meyers, Steve Nagler here on the call. It's also the Progress Video Stream Game of the Week as Jess Levo providing the videography. It's now a 2nd and 6 situation upcoming for Seneca Valley. Raiders holding a 6-point edge early in quarter number 4. Cook out of the gun, is going to take it himself. Spin move, he gets into the open field. It's a first down and more for Cook as he gets to the outside on the right side. He's finally swung down, and he's swung down out of bounds. And that's going to be a personal foul against Edgar Perilla. And Jack Cook has some real elusiveness in the open field, Steve. That time it was a spin move that got him the first down and additional yardage.
Yeah, he got 15 yards on that first down run. And, boy, I'm not so sure. That was, you're going to get Perilla, I think, on a personal foul. Honestly, I think he just took him down really hard. I don't know if it was late. I don't know if it was excessive. It's what was deemed. Hard for us to see. It was on the far side of the football field. I think that's just a good football play.
Well, you have to tackle Cook with authority or else he'll spin out of it.
Yeah, we saw that even before contact there. But Cook has been really good. 11 carries, 56 yards. Coming into this first round playoff game, he had 511 yards through the first 9 games of the year.
Courtesy of the penalty, the ball moved all the way down to the 13-yard line. Seneca Valley really would take a firm grasp on this game if they could get into the end zone. Now Cook's going to roll to the left side. He's got some room. Now reverses field. He's in trouble. Still on his feet, fires a pass. It's complete inside the 10-yard line. Escalos came back to haul that one in. That was not a textbook play that time by Cook, but he was able to make the most of it and get a pretty decent gain on first down.
Yeah, gained, I think, 8 yards on that first down throw. He was like a top back there. 5 yards, I guess they give him. Now they're going to be an offensive penalty. Is a lot of movement on the offensive line. So the 5 yards they gained on that first down throw to Scalise, they're going to lose back to the 13-yard line. So what a fun player Jack Cook is to watch. He is a hard guy to bring down, whether it's scrambling in the backfield, extending plays a la Ben Roethlisberger, or he pulls it down and runs the ball. It's exciting.
What a back and forth game this has proven to be, as we still have over 10.5 minutes remaining in regulation. Cook looking to throw, pump fakes. Now he's going to roll to the right side. He's got some room to run. If he decides to do so, he will. He's going to get out of bounds near the sticks. Might be a little short, depends on where they spot him.
Well, they gave him a good spot on that far sidelines. I think they gave him to the 3-yard line. I think if that's the case, he very well might have a first down.
And it would be a first and goal. We'll see what they call here as a player down for Mount Lebanon. Player able to get up.
It's Ben Orman.
So he wants to get off quickly here, and he's doing so but hobbled. I want to let you know that for updated football scores on Friday nights, check out MSA Sports on your mobile device at m.scores.msasports.net. Well, it is apparently just shy of a first down, calling it second and a yard or less to go for Seneca Valley. Ball is at the 3-yard line, however. And now they've changed their mind. It's first down. Okay. So it'll be first and goal. Making me sound silly momentarily. Interesting formation as Cook's under center. He has 3 backs behind him. Now he's going to roll. He could pitch it, tries to keep it himself, and he's going to be brought down for maybe a short loss.
Yeah, he's going to lose a yard. I thought if he would have pitched that ball maybe sooner, I don't know if that was ever in the mindset of Jack Cook, because it wasn't Hank Royal in the football game. It was Noah Mancuso, but Mancuso, I think, might have waltzed into the end zone had Cook thrown it back, pitched it back to him.
10 minutes exactly remaining in quarter number 4. Seneca Valley up by 6, trying to add to it. And they go back to that same formation, Steve, and we really haven't seen much of this at all. 3 backs behind Cook, who's under center. Now he gives it. And second effort finding his way into the end zone was Hank Royal. He was initially stuffed, but he stayed on his feet, and he gets a 4-yard score to give his team a 2-score advantage.
Wow, what a great run by Hank Royal. Just a tough customer. Not going to go down very often on first contact, and that's the case. It looked like Mount Lebanon was going to be able to tackle him before he got into the end zone, but he was able to bounce off that tackle and stay on his feet. And now Seneca Valley up 12 points, going to go for 2 one more time.
Raiders were able to convert on their last 2-point conversion attempt. Jacob Hall was able to haul in a pass, no pun intended. So they will have Cook back out of the gun now. And he's going to pitch. This is a weird play. It's a trick play, and they're going to find an open haul, or excuse me, a Cook. Yeah, Jack Cook was able to haul that one in from Scalos on what a terrific play design and great hands by the quarterback, Jack Cook, because he bobbled it but still came down with it. It's now a 14-point lead.
Wow, a little trickeration by the Seneca Valley Raiders, and well, you really got a chance to see how athletic Jack Cook is. We've seen him throw the ball very effectively. We've seen him run it. Now he makes a juggling catch on the 2-point conversion to allow Seneca Valley to go up 14 points. What a great play.
Indeed, with 9:43 remaining, it's now 43-29. And the momentum swings have been pretty significant in this game, Steve. Now, if you're Mount Lebanon, again, the good news, 9:43, we saw what the Blue Devils can do as far as putting points up quickly as they displayed in that second quarter. But this has been a different defense over the last couple of drives for the Raiders that has really made life difficult on Mount Lebanon.
How about this, Sean? We have seen 2 22-point swings in this football game, with Seneca Valley up 21-7 early in the second quarter. Mount Lebanon scores 22 points in the second quarter early on in the third quarter to take a 29-21 lead. Since then, it has been all Seneca Valley. They've scored 22 unanswered points to take a 43-29 lead.
Raiders set to kick this one away. It's going to be a short kick. It's going to bounce and go out of bounds. That's a miscue right there by Seneca Valley. It's going to give the home team good starting field position.
Well, this is going to effectively take David Harvey out of the football game in all likelihood for the Mount Lebanon Blue Devils. They're going to have to throw the football the rest of the way. Down 2 scores with still 9:43 to go. Still plenty of time. That's the good news. And we've seen this team go 5 wides with a lot of success. But it's probably going to be the formation of choice for Mike Melnick. Looks like they're going to, Mount Lebanon's going to make Seneca Valley re-kick this football.
And why not with Perilla back there who could take it to the house. Interesting to note, though, for the Seneca Valley offense, when it has not turned the football over, it has scored every time with the exception of the drive where the first half ended.
Right.
So no punts, no turnover on downs for the Raiders. 2 turnovers, an interception, and a fumble. And, of course, the one that started late in the first half. Other than that, they found pay dirt every time.
winner of this football game will take on North Allegheny or Hempfield next week. North Allegheny in the third quarter has a 28-7 lead over the Hempfield Spartans.
The last scoring drive for Seneca Valley spanned 59 yards. This is a high kick that will go to Perilla at the 15. He's trying to find some running room. Good coverage by Seneca Valley. He does get out beyond the 35, but right now I think if you're the Raiders, you live with that. Give him a decent return. Just don't let him break one and take it to the house or deep into Raiders territory.
It looks like Perilla is going to stay in this football game, at least for now, as I believe Mount Lebanon will go 5 wides.
We've seen that work, though. Right now, if you're the Blue Devils, you want to make sure you do not turn the football over trying to force a pass. Stalker unleashes a quick one to Moeller, and he's going to be spun down immediately. That's going to go for a loss. Blowing that play up was Will Briscoe for Seneca Valley. A great tackle in the open field, and he saw that one the whole way.
They were not fooled, and nor were they really far off the line of scrimmage. That's when you run that kind of flat pattern along the line of scrimmage when the defense is kind of off the line of scrimmage. They really weren't there.
Now Moeller catches it at the 40, makes a man miss, nearly broke that one the whole way. Good tackle, but it's going to be close to a first down. That touchdown-saving tackle made by Gabe Miller, who was pretty much unblockable for a period of time earlier in this game. They will call that a first down, however, for Mount Lebanon.
Wow, Patrick Moeller, not a big kid, 155 pounds listed, but was able to break a couple of tackles there.
Now pump fake by Stalker. He's going to air it out. There's a lot of contact. That pass is going to fall incomplete. Blue Devils looking for a flag. None upcoming as Moeller thought he was knocked down unfairly before he had a chance to run his route.
I think that was a play that really needed a flag to be thrown. Moeller running a good fake, kind of a stop-and-go pattern there, and was knocked to the turf by a Seneca Valley defender.
Brings up 2nd and 10. Stalker out of the gun. 3 receivers to the left side, 2 to the right, and we have a whistle and a flag come in.
It's going to be an offensive penalty. It's going to be a false start.
That's one thing that Mount Lebanon does not want to do right now is take any penalties. It's already going to be an uphill battle. This offense has to make sure it's at its utmost efficiency. Again, interesting dynamic. The number 1 team out of the Southeast, the number 4 team out of the Northern 7. Although they earned seeds 3 and 6 respectively out of the 8-team playoffs. Stalker taking his time now, surveying the scene. There's no play clock. It's frozen at 25. Stalker now steps up. He's going to have to run this one. He's not going to get much. He's taken out of bounds along the Mount Lebanon sideline, and they're going to spot that at about the 45-yard line, so it's going to bring up now a 3rd and long for the Blue Devils, about 12 yards to go.
The good news is Stalker did stop the clock by getting out of bounds. The bad news is that he was only able to gain 3 yards on that 2nd and 15, so still a long way to go to get a first down, and they're in 4-down territory here.
Drops back now. He has time to throw. Pass might have been tipped, but it's complete. It's going to be a first down and more for Perilla as he's into the open field, and he might go the whole way. Edgar Perilla gets into the end zone from 55 yards out, and that's exactly what the Blue Devils needed to get right back in this game.
Wow, what about the explosion? The explosion showed by Edgar Perilla, the senior. What a great play that was, as Perilla taking that pass, that crossing route. I was just surprised he was going to get a first down. Perilla falls down on the sidelines. We hope he's going to be okay. Just out of air, out of breath, I guess.
Yeah, when you run that fast, you can lay down on the track and catch a breather. There's the extra point. This is a big extra point here for Mount Lebanon. That kick is up. It's good. So booting that one through is Slavkovic to make it just a 7-point game.
55 yards on that pass and catch from Stocker to Perilla. But Perilla looked like he was going to get knocked out of bounds on the far sideline, was able to kind of walk the tightrope and use his outstanding speed to get into the end zone.
Is that almost a kind of a negative for a defensive player to see an offensive player tightrope in the sideline, think, oh, it's easy, I just have to push him out, and sometimes you lose your fundamentals? Because from the angle, it looked like there was going to be no chance that Perilla was going to be able to stay in bounds and beat the entire line of defense. But give credit to him and his blazing speed for getting into the end zone from 55 yards out.
Yeah, I think it was probably more just his speed being maybe miscalculated defensively. They just thought maybe they had a good angle on him and really didn't. Perilla is using that outstanding speed on the far sidelines.
See if Mount Lebanon boots this one away. Still plenty of time, 8:29 remaining in quarter number 4, but the defense has not been able to come up with any stops. And it will be a long kick. It'll be fielded at the 18-yard line by Seneca Valley. Raiders, Scalos gets it out to about the 35. Want to let you know that coming up after the game, it's the WPIAL Football Scoreboard Show with Don Rebel and a cast of thousands from the new MSA Sports Control Center with all the scores of opening night of the 2016 WPIAL Football Playoffs, plus myself, Sean Meyers, and James Dotson. Join Don on the roundtable. Don't miss the 2016 WPIAL Football Scoreboard Show after the game. It's only here on the MSA Sports Network.
Better hope that voice.
Between tonight and tomorrow, calling the volleyball 2A championships, I'm pretty sure on Sunday I'm just going to have to use sign language.
Well, the good news is that you only have to do one match tomorrow.
Royal gets the handoff, takes it to the right side, stops his momentum, cuts back, able to get an extra yard or two. And he gets out right near the marker.
I think he got the first down. Cutting it back into the field of play to kill more clock. 20 carries now for Hank Royal, 121 yards. And Hank Royal has 2 touchdowns running and a touchdown receiving on the evening. Quite a night for Hank Royal.
Steve, this defense from Mount Lebanon has not come up with a stop in this second half. Certainly the Blue Devils need to do so here. Seneca Valley has 2 receivers to the left side. Handoff goes to Royal. He's got some running room, absorbs a big hit and keeps going and lunges forward. Nate Bayer tried to deliver the hit, but Royal, with his power, really was unfazed and continued to go forward.
Well, I'll tell you what, Nate Bayer is not a small human being. 6 foot 2 inches, 200 pounds, and yet he bounced off of Hank Royal. Royal, the bigger of the two. Royal goes 215, 220. Hank Royal does not shy away from contact. That's
Call
for
him
darn
Hank
sure.
the Tank after a run like that.
Hurt me up here.
49-yard line of Mount Lebanon territory. Just over 7 minutes now remaining. We'll see if Seneca Valley slows down the pace a little bit to try to eat more clock. As the Raiders operate out of the pistol, Royal gets it again, takes it to the left side. This time he's tripped up. Maybe able to get a yard, but that's going to bring up 3rd down. And on the tackle that time was Bo Greenwood.
Yeah, Greenwood. We haven't really called his name too much from the defensive secondary position. He came up and made a good hit on Hank Royal, limiting the big back to just a yard there. So it'll be 3rd down and 3. Really, really big situation right now for the Mount Lebanon Blue Devils. You figure you get a stop here, in all likelihood, you're going to get a punt from Seneca Valley. Still 6+ minutes to go in this football game.
Number 28 is Greenwood as a safety. That's a important number as Troy Apke, now at Penn State, formerly of Mount Lebanon, dons number 28 from the safety position. As we have a whistle.
Delay a game. They didn't get the playoff. And
you want to take time. You don't want to take that much time if you're Seneca Valley.
They were late coming out of their huddle. And unfortunately, Jack Cook, I don't think, realized it in time. So big 5-yard penalty there. It's going to make it 3rd down and 8 yards to go instead of 3rd and 3. It really effectively takes Hank Royal out of the
As a coach, is it not on Coach Vestal to make that timeout call before that play clock gets down? Because there is a running play clock.
Yeah,
you can see.
I would have if he would have known. I think he still thought that his quarterback was going to be able to get the play call off. It was just a little bit lackadaisical by Jack Cook here. That's the only thing he's done wrong tonight, really.
Will operate out of the gun, 2 receivers wide each way, and we have another whistle. And if this is against Seneca Valley, this could really be a momentum shifter. Although it might be against Mount Lebanon.
Yeah,
See.
I think it's going to go against the Blue Devils. Just going to make it back to a 3rd and 3. So an offsides call against Mount Lebanon. And that was going to be a pass play. But now Hank Royal might be the guy to go to again here with it being 3rd and 3.
If Royal is not able, or whoever for Seneca Valley is not able to get the first down, it would potentially be an interesting decision for the Raiders as they're just inside Mount Lebanon territory. They fake the handoff. Now Cook rolls. He's got a pass complete. It'll be a first down or more. Seneca Valley able to get the ball inside the 35-yard line on that pass completion.
Everybody was looking for Hank Royal. They faked it to Royal. And then
Scalos again. I mean, he's been far and away the go-to receiver.
18 yards on that 3rd and short.
He's so diminutive, Steve, but when he has the football in his hands, he runs hard and he runs fast. He's listed at under 150 pounds. It's unbelievable. Now a high snap. Cook's able to take it deftly, but he's going to be brought down for a loss. That time, whatever play they had drawn up was aborted courtesy of that high snap.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a zone read play between Cook and Royal, and that had to be thrown out the window quickly because of the high snap.
Down just to 5 minutes and 10 seconds on a running clock here at Mount Lebanon High School. The visiting Raiders holding a 43-36 lead over the Blue Devils. I'm Sean Meyers alongside Steve Nagler. Just Levo manning the camera here on the Progress video stream game of the week. 2nd and 11. Cook fakes the handoff, takes it himself. He spun around backwards, takes a big hit, stays on his feet. He's going to have more yardage. It's the first down for Cook as he tries to stay on his feet again, and he's going to work his way all the way down to the goal line and into the end zone. What a run by Jack Cook from 35 yards out. Absolutely spectacular. He gets the first down, he gets the touchdown, and with that play, he might move his team on to the semifinals.
Wow, what a run that was. I'm so glad we have the video stream game of the week because that needed to be captured on video. What a great run by Jack Cook. Ran into some pretty heavy contact. I think it was David Harvey that made contact at one point, but he was able to spin out of it and then use his speed and his craftiness, kind of stop along that near sideline as it looked like he was going out of bounds. He changed his direction, able to get into the end zone.
The extra point to give Seneca Valley 50. The kick, however, no good from Tanner Sherry. That keeps it 49-36. But Jack Cook, he is doing it with his arm, and he's certainly doing it with his legs, as his team now ahead by 13. And if you're Mount Lebanon, it's back against the wall now for the Blue Devils.
Well, it is, but the good news is they still have a lot of time. 4:43 is a ton of time in the high school football game because of the fact that the clock stops with every first down, and the clock stops when you get out of bounds. So these offenses have been quick strike offenses. There is still a lot of time in the football game, and Mount Lebanon still has 3 timeouts to their credit. But they're going to have to really get on their horse quickly if they're hoping to get back into this football game. They're going to score in the next couple of minutes of game clock.
Progress is back this year, sponsoring the 2016 fall edition of the Progress Athletes of the Month in football, as well as boys and girls soccer. The October winners were Kyle Fitzroy of Apollo Ridge for football, Daryl Daniels of Seton LaSalle for boys soccer, and Emily Harrigan of Norwin for girls soccer.
We saw Kyle Fitzroy a couple of weeks ago.
He's a good one.
Yeah, he played a really nice game.
Trying to guide his team to a upset of Keystone Oaks tonight. You can hear about that game and all the other ones on the Scoreboard Show with Don Revel afterwards, as This ball's booted high into the air. It's going to be fielded at the 14-yard line by Perilla. Makes the first man miss. Now he's down the near sideline, stays on his feet, but he'll be swung out of bounds shy of the 40-yard line. And we have a flag down that might negate the majority of that return.
That's not good news for the Mount Lebanon Blue Devils. They need the best field position they can possibly get. But flag sitting on their own 22-yard line, so 10 yards will be marked off from there. And they will have to start just outside of their own 10.
What a victory this would be for Seneca Valley, Steve, to come on the road, knock off the champion out of the Southeastern Conference. Against Seneca Valley, 3 losses this season, coming to the Big Three: Central Catholic, North Allegheny, and Pine Richland. Stalker is going to be out of the gun with 5 receivers, 3 to the left side, 2 to the right. He looks to the right side, fires a pass. It's complete to Young, who's doing a nice job gaining separation on the comeback. That'll be a first down as they spot it at about the 25.
Well, and I think that's going to be there the rest of the game. He poses such a deep threat, does Jack Young, that I think they're going to give him a lot of cushion on the outside. So that stop route and then step out of bounds is going to be an effective play for Mount Lebanon.
Stalker now has pressure. Now he has time as he rolls to the right. Fires a pass. Was it caught in bounds? No, it was not. Receiver out of bounds. I think that was Young again. Wasn't able to keep his feet in.
31st pass of the night for James Stocker. He's completed 21 of 31 balls for 284 yards. So big night from both these quarterbacks. Jack Cook, 17 of 20 attempts for the Seneca Valley Raiders for 242 yards himself.
2nd and 10. 3 receivers to the right side. They're looking to the right. And now Stalker's going to take it up the middle, and he's going to have close to first down yardage, although it looks like he's shaken up at the end of this run. Now he gets back up.
Wow, he took a big hit once again from Gabe Miller, and boy, the way he got up, that's alarmed me a little bit. He was really slow, and I think he got hit up high by Gabe Miller. But a gain of 11 when he needed 10.
All now at the 36-yard line. Quick pass, that's complete to Moeller, who cuts back inside, gets a nice gain of about 8 yards, maybe close to 9 on that first down completion. 5th play of the drive upcoming now for Mount Lebanon. Blue Devils looking at a clock that shows 3:50 remaining in regulation, trailing by 13 to Seneca Valley. Pump fake. Now Stalker's looking to air it out. He's got a man open. The pass is caught, and that's going to be down to the 20-yard line, as it was Moeller again who got past the line of defense. And if you're Seneca Valley, Steve, how do you let someone run behind you?
I do not know. I mean, that has to be the first thought that you have as a defensive back. You can't let a receiver behind you. They still need 2 scores. You can't let these receivers get past you. 25 yards on that pass and catch.
Stalker surveying the scene, fires a pass. That one skipped in as he was looking for Moeller again.
And we've seen that pattern run a lot tonight by the Mount Lebanon Blue Devils, a stop and go, and it was run the play before very well by Patrick Moeller.
These top 3 receivers are all terrific. They bring something different, but Moeller, Young, and Perilla have all made major impacts in this game. They need to make a few more plays, though, for Mount Lebanon to come back. Stalker drops back. He's got some time, fires a pass, diving effort, and the pass is complete. What a catch by Jack Young.
Wow.
As he plucked that one, as he kept his feet in bounds, extended out of bounds to haul it in, and he's inside the 10-yard line.
Yeah, I was going to say the best part of that play for the Blue Devils was that he got out of bounds after making a terrific catch.
Spotted at the 8.
Told you, 4:43 was a lot of time. Still 3:30 to go.
Now pressure, and it's going to be a sack. Getting into the backfield is Dominic Polachek, and he comes up with one of the biggest defensive plays this game for Seneca Valley.
Oh, you haven't heard of Polachek too much here tonight. It came on the blitz from the left side of the defensive formation, just buried Stalker before he had a chance to get rid of that football.
Ball now at the 13-yard line. Still a goal to go scenario. Nearly another sack, and it will be. This time I believe it was Gabe Miller who got in there first.
It was Gabe Miller. A pair of 7-yard losses on sacks taken by Stocker. And, you know, sometimes you just got to let that ball go and just airmail it out of the end zone and not take the loss there. I know he's trying to make a play. He's looking for a receiver, but sometimes you just got to let it go.
Third down, ball back at the 20-yard line. Now he's got plenty of time. Fires one underneath. The pass is caught by Moeller. He loses footing. That's only going to go for about a 4-yard pickup.
And they're going to need to take a timeout here. Stop this clock, as Mike Melnick does just that. So it's going to be 4th down.
4th and goal.
Yep, 4th and goal from the 16-yard line.
Well, UPMC Sports Medicine is partnering with the MSA Sports Network this year for their Stay Strong and Play On program, featuring monthly spotlights on athletes who have overcome injury and continue to pursue and excel at their sport. UPMC will then be granting 2 $1,000 scholarships at the end of the year to athletes who have managed to stay strong and play on. Look for nomination details on MSASports.net. I'm Sean Meyers alongside Steve Nagler. It's the Progress Video Game Stream of the Week. Jess Leba manning the camera. We have 2:22 remaining in regulation. 49-36. Seneca Valley, the number 6 seed, ahead of number 3 Mount Lebanon. Blue Devils are driving, but now face a 4th and goal from the 16. And you figure they have to get in the end zone here or keep this drive alive in some form, Steve, in order to have a chance to come back in this game.
Yeah, it's got to be a touchdown here, and then in all likelihood it's going to be an onside kick attempt if Mount Lebanon is able to score on this play.
And they have Harvey back in the game with 3 receivers to the left side, 1 to the right. It's a pistol formation for Stalker. And he's got a blitzing player in his face again, fires a pass. It's going to be incomplete, and Seneca Valley's defense tightens. A great stand by the Raiders after Mount Lebanon quickly moved nearly the length of the field. A turnover on downs, the first turnover on downs from either side this game. And now the Raiders in a great position to close it out.
Well, they were able to stiffen defensively because of the pressure that they got in the last 4 plays. You get a couple of sacks in a hurry that time, as in the backfield with Seth Markle really forced Stocker to throw the ball before he wanted to. And Seneca Valley holds with 2:18 to go and still has the 13-point lead.
Just keep this one on the ground, right?
Oh, yeah.
Out of the gun is Cook, but he hands it off to Royal. Loses the football, and the football's on the ground.
Mount Lebanon has it back.
Waiting for official word, but it looked like the Blue Devils did get it. No on cover. And Mount Lebanon has forced the turnover. Second life for the Blue Devils. The 4th turnover for Seneca Valley.
Boy, I almost just said it too, that all Hank Royal really has to do is hold on to that football. And they kind of stopped, held him up, and somebody was digging at that football, and he put it on the ground. Mount Lebanon able to recover the football on the 23-yard line of Seneca Valley. So still, the Blue Devils have a little bit of life.
As strong as he's run all night, figure you put 2 hands over the football and just make sure you don't lose it, but give credit to the Blue Devils for forcing that turnover. And now it's the 23-yard line where Mount Lebanon starts this drive. Stalker drops back, he's got time, fires a pass up. He's looking for Perilla, jump ball, and it's incomplete.
Now just a little bit underthrown that time by Stocker. I think Perilla had his man beat. Jack Cook was trying to stay with him, but Perilla had to come back, had to stop, try to use his body as a shield, and Cook was able to recover just in the nick of time.
Brings up 2nd down, 2:02 remaining. Mount Lebanon down by 13, but second life for the Blue Devils after they come up with the fumble recovery. Pistol formation again. Stalker drops back. He's under pressure, rolls out to the right side. He's just going to have to chuck this one away.
And he did, but not before taking another hit from Seth Markle. And very slow to get up is Stocker. Limping on that right side a little bit.
Well, if Seneca Valley does advance, I think it's clear how the Raiders are going to have defensive success, and that's getting after the quarterback.
Yeah, we haven't seen a whole lot of it, though, until this last couple of drives. I think Mount Lebanon's offensive front is just getting a little bit tired. They're getting beat at the point of attack.
Stalker drops back, fires a pass. He's got a man open. The pass is complete. It's a touchdown. 23 yards as he hooks up with Patrick Moeller, and Mount Lebanon stays alive in this game.
Again, a deep slant that has not been defended well by Seneca Valley. That time, Patrick Moeller just finding his way into the end zone very easily, and a good throw by James Stalker. Goodness gracious. How far was that, partner?
23 yards, I believe. Now the extra point. This is a big one for Mount Lebanon. It's a high snap, a low kick, but the kick is good. So Slavkovic boots it through. We have ourselves a 6-point game, and you figure this is going to be an onside kick upcoming.
Yes, for sure. And the game is in the balance. Still a lot of time left. If Mount Lebanon is able to recover this onside kick, they have a legitimate chance in this football game. But it's all going to hinge on this onside kick. They still have 2 timeouts to their credit. The big board says 3, but I think they took a timeout in their last possession.
You starting to feel the pressure right now if you're Seneca Valley?
What a football game. Oh, not yet. It's still feeling pretty good about themselves. It's not a, I don't see many onside kicks in terms of percentage recovered by the kicking team. It happens. But Seneca Valley will have 10 men within 15 yards of where this ball is going to be kicked.
And it was so important that that fumble was forced by Mount Lebanon on first down, because that means the Blue Devils did not have to use their timeouts.
That's right.
So they will have a chance if they do not recover here to stop the clock a few times.
They're going to line up on the left hash and kick it to the far side of the football field. It's a good play because it gives Mount Lebanon a lot of room.
It's Montilla. They've been alternating kickers. They go with Montilla here on this big one. It's a bouncing kick, and Seneca Valley is going to be able to lay down on that one easily.
Montilla didn't execute like he wanted to. He got a little bit too much on that football, kicked it a little bit too far downfield, and it was an easy onside kick recovery for the Raiders. And so Raiders are really 1 first down away from salting this victory away. And I guarantee you that Dave Vestal got in the ear of Hank Royal a little bit. It's been an outstanding football game for Hank Royal, but the emphasis is going to be on taking care of the football.
That was Jake Stebbins on the recovery for Seneca Valley at the 42. 150 remaining. They're going to go with Cook faking the handoff, takes it himself, and he's brought down in the backfield. The good news, of course, for Seneca Valley is it's going to continue to run clock or force Mount Lebanon timeout, and the Blue Devils have taken that timeout, but you never want to lose yards on that first down carry. The time they tried to maybe fool the defense, and it certainly did not work.
No, and now it puts Seneca Valley in a really tough spot. They're now 2nd down and 13 from their own 39-yard line, which means that it's going to make it a lot more difficult for them to get that game-clinching first down. Mount Lebanon still has 1 timeout left, I believe. Yeah, they fix it on the scoreboard.
We want to let you know that coming up after the game, it's the WPIAL Football Scoreboard Show with Don Rebel and a cast of thousands from the new MSA Sports Control Center with all the scores from opening night of the 2016 WPIAL playoffs. Plus, myself, Sean Meyers, and James Dotson join Don on the roundtable. Don't miss the WPIAL Football Scoreboard Show after the game. It's only here on the MSA Sports Network. Back to action. It's a 2nd and 13 now for Seneca Valley. Clock stopped at 1:45, courtesy of the Blue Devils timeout. 1 remaining for Mount Lebanon. Let's see if they go back to Hank Royal, who had the fumble on his last carry. They do give it to Royal. Breaks it outside. He's got a nice pickup. He spun around. He lunges forward. He's awfully close to the first down. If they spot it beyond that stick, Steve, this could be it.
Wow, that was a great run by Hank Royal, and they're gonna say it is a first down.
They didn't even need to measure, and that one might be the nail in the coffin. And to some extent, Royal just redeemed himself for that fumble.
Boy, he really did.
Now, the one official saying it's definitely first down. They have not changed the sticks yet. This is a weird scenario as it's showing third down, and now finally they have moved it and updated it to first down.
And now it's going to be very difficult for Mount Lebanon. I don't know if they're going to.
Seneca Valley at this point could just take knees, right?
No, I don't know. I don't think so. I think they're going to have to play it out here because Mount Lebanon still has the one timeout left. And they are going to take the knee. I'm not sure how it's going to play out. This Cook loses another yard in the statistics. Actually loses 2.
Last check, North Allegheny was leading Hempfield. The winner of this game, Seneca Valley or Mount Lebanon, will move on to the semifinals to face the winner of the Tigers and the Spartans. That'll be played next Friday at a neutral site. On the other side of the bracket, Central Catholic was all over Norwin. Bethel Park and Pine Richland was the other quarterfinals matchup.
5 touchdown passes for James Stocker here tonight, and it's probably not going to be good enough, which is pretty stunning considering how well he's played.
Yeah, defense was at a premium tonight, no doubt about it. You think of playoff football, especially in the old days, you think, oh, it's all about defense winning. Well, this one certainly has been all about which offense could be more explosive. Second down, 1:05 on the clock. Another knee by Seneca Valley as the Blue Devils are trying to get some penetration. And now a flag comes in.
Now that will definitely do it if it's on Mount Lebanon. And I think it will be a personal foul on the Blue Devils. And that will give the Seneca Valley Raiders another first down. And now they will definitely be able to take a knee.
Some of the players already shaking hands. They realize that this one looks to be all said and done, barring some sort of miraculous resurgence for Mount Lebanon, and that would have to be keyed by a much a fumble at this point by Seneca Valley. Clock continues to run. Now the ball after the penalty moved up to the 35-yard line for Mount Lebanon. Raiders will take another knee. I think they'll have to take one more to make it official.
Well, maybe not. See what time when they put this football down. It looks like they are going to wait, and it will be
game over.
Game over.
So as the final seconds tick off this clock, Seneca Valley comes on the road and scores an upset win against Mount Lebanon. The Raiders, 49-43, are moving on to the semifinals. Final seconds have now run off. Triple zeros across the board. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back to wrap it all up. You're listening to exclusive coverage of the 2016 WPIAL football playoffs, and it's also the ProGrass video stream game of the week. It's right here. It's on the MSA Sports Network.
The team at UPMC Sports Medicine doesn't just rebuild wrists and knees. They build better athletes. Athletes at every level who want to get stronger and faster and prevent injuries. Fact is, no other sports medicine program in the region is more experienced when it comes to treating, training, and inspiring athletes. UPMC, the official healthcare provider of the Penguins, Steelers, and you. Find out more at upmcsportsmedicine.com.
When looking to replace your athletic field, choose ProGrass, first in turf. ProGrass has installed over 500 fields in the U.S. Getting the best artificial turf for your field depends on both the product and the partner you choose. That's why architects, athletic directors, and players choose the ProGrass Performance System. ProGrass maintains an active presence in the synthetic turf industry as members of the Sports Turf Management Association and the American Sports Builder Association, and is proud to be recognized as the FIFA preferred manufacturer. Call ProGrass today, 866-270-6003, or visit them on the web at www.progressturf.com. ProGrass, first in turf. For the most complete recap of Friday night's WPIAL football action, tune in on your way home from the game to the MSA Sports Scoreboard Show here on the MSA Sports Network. Hi, I'm Don Rebel. Join me in the MSA Sports Gang for all the scores and recaps from the top games, plus the MSA Sports Roundtable. That's the MSA Sports Scoreboard Show after the game on Friday nights on the MSA Sports Network and at msasports.net.
Back here at Mount Lebanon High School to wrap this one up. This was a classic between the Blue Devils and the Raiders, and Seneca Valley comes out on top 49-43. I'm Sean Meyers alongside Steve Nagler. Jess Levo has worked the camera for us all night on what turned out to be a terrific choice for the ProGrass Video Stream Game of the Week. Steve, I don't think you could ask for a more enjoyable game to watch as a fan for the coach.
Seneca Valley started out really well in this football game, took a 14-0 lead, then a 21-7 lead after those two teams traded touchdowns. But then Mount Lebanon scored 22 straight points between the 7:09 mark of the second quarter and the 11:04 mark of the third quarter, and took a 29-21 lead, a lead that they looked like they were in firm control of this football game early on in the third quarter. But Seneca Valley was able to score 22 straight points of their own and really flip-flop this game and kind of able to salt away the victory. Let's run down all the scoring and then some of the individual numbers. It's going to take a while, folks. Grab a soda and listen up. Seneca Valley scored 3 minutes into this football game, an 7-yard touchdown run by Hank Royal got things started for the Raiders. Extra point was good. 7-0 was the Raider lead at that point. Less than 3 minutes later, 2 minutes 11 seconds later, Seneca Valley would score once more as they get an 8-yard touchdown run, this time from quarterback Jack Cook. Again, extra point good. Seneca Valley had an early 14-0 lead. Mount Lebanon was able to kind of get their footing early in the second quarter. They score with 11:54 to go in the first half. 18-yard touchdown pass from James Stocker to Edgar Perilla. Extra point was good. Seneca Valley's lead was cut to 14-7, but Seneca Valley would respond 2 minutes and 10 seconds later. A 12-yard touchdown pass from Jack Cook to Hank Royal. Extra point was good. Seneca Valley had extended their lead back to 14 points, 21-7. Mount Lebanon would start their scoring spree late in that second quarter as they score on a 24-yard touchdown pass. Stocker to Moeller. Extra point was no good, and with 7:09 to go in the first half, Mount Lebanon had climbed back into within an 8-point deficit, 21-13. They would score a minute and 6 seconds later after Seneca Valley fumbled the ensuing kickoff. It was a 20-yard run on 4th and 1 by James Stocker. Again, they went for 2. Extra point was no good, and with 6:03 to go in the first half, Mount Lebanon trailed 21-19. They were able to get the lead on a late field goal in the first half, 32-yard field goal from Philip Slavkovic. It gave Mount Lebanon a 22-21 lead at the half. They would actually score early in the third quarter to extend the lead. James Stocker to Jack Young on a 49-yard touchdown pass. Extra 2-point conversion, or extra point was good, and Mount Lebanon had their largest lead of the game, 29-21. But it was short-lived. Seneca Valley would score less than a minute later, a 39-yard touchdown pass from Jack Cook to Peyton Scalise. Extra point no good, or 2-point conversion no good, and Mount Lebanon still had a very slim 29-27 lead. They would hold that lead for the next 7+ minutes until Seneca Valley scored once more. 7-yard touchdown run for quarterback Jack Cook. Extra two-point conversion was good, and they retook the lead, did Seneca Valley, 35-29 with 2:34 to go in the third quarter. They'd add to that lead at the 9:44 mark of the fourth quarter, a 4-yard touchdown run by Hank Royal, second of the game for him. Two-point conversion was good. Seneca Valley then reestablished their 14-point lead, 43-29 with 9:44 to go. Mount Lebanon would not quit. They score just over a minute later, 15 seconds later, 55-yard touchdown pass from James Stocker to Edgar Perilla. Extra point was good, and Seneca Valley had a one-touchdown lead at that point, 43-36. Seneca Valley would respond. Another touchdown run by Jack Cook, his third of the night, gave Seneca Valley a 49-36 lead, but the extra point was no good. Mount Lebanon would score one more time after a Hank Royal fumble. Mount Lebanon took over at the 23-yard line. A couple plays later, James Stocker to Patrick Moeller. The second time those two young men hooked up. Extra point was good. Mount Lebanon climbed it back within 6 points, 49-43, but they just could not get the football back as they tried an onside kick, recovered by Seneca Valley, and the Raiders able to salt away the win. What a game for Jack Cook and Hank Royal of the Raiders. Jack Cook, 17 of 20 through the year, 242 passing yards, a couple of touchdowns, and an interception. He also ran the ball 19 times for 93 yards and 3 touchdowns. Hank Royal, 24 carries, 148 yards, a couple of touchdowns rushing. He also was credited with a receiving touchdown in this football game as well. James Stocker on the other side of the football field for the Mount Lebanon Blue Devils. He played valiantly here tonight. 26 completions in 40 attempts, 355 yards passing, and 5 touchdowns for James Stocker. He also ran the ball 10 times for 20 yards and a touchdown as well. So 5 throwing touchdowns for Stocker and a rushing touchdown. Not much from David Harvey tonight. A little bit disappointing that he couldn't get on track for the Blue Devils. 15 carries, 54 yards for Harvey. Game totals, Seneca Valley amassing 579 yards of total yardage offensively. The Mount Lebanon Blue Devils 429. Your final score, Seneca Valley 49, Mount Lebanon 43.
Well, there's a lot of scoring there. There's a lot of stats. Again, this is all about offense. We saw a lot of upsets around the WPIAL tonight. We'll get more into that on the scoreboard show. South Fayette knocked off by Newcastle. Derry knocks off Central Valley. Gateway defeats Armstrong. This one, maybe not of that caliber, but still for a number 6 team to come on the road and knock off a conference champion, that says a lot about this Northern 7 and about the resolve of the Seneca Valley team.
Yeah, I agree. Seneca Valley, it got off to a great start, and then they took the Mount Lebanon punch late in that first half, early in the second half, and they were able to respond. They scored 22 unanswered points in the third quarter and into the fourth quarter, and they were able to hold on. It's a very good Seneca Valley team. Question is, how are they going to match up the second time against North Allegheny? We'll find out next week.
That will be on the MSA Sports Network next Friday, but tonight we're going to sign off here from Mount Lebanon for my broadcast colleague Steve Nagler and for Jess Levo, who operated the camera for this Progress video game stream of the week. We want to thank you for tuning in. You have been listening to the 2016 WPIAL Football Playoffs and the Progress video stream game of the week. Once again, your final score, Seneca Valley 49, Mount Lebanon 43 as the Raiders move on to the semifinals. Good night, everybody.
At MSASports.net. Sponsored in part by Progress, by First Commonwealth Bank, by UPMC Sports Medicine, by Carlow University, by Officially Sports, by Dollar Bank, by Monticello's Italian Restaurant, and by Management Science Associates. You can follow the high school football playoffs all the way through the PIAA state championships by logging on to www.msasports.net. The preceding has been an exclusive presentation of the MSA Sports Network.